Good morning. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Today is the real start of the party. Oh, today is the party. So I came out with some of the leaders and look at how many people came to say hello. So after our leaders, God, Yusuf is here. Well done, guys. Yeah. This of course. Hello, guys. I love this group. Look at this. So these are on car rally, W car rally. It doesn't end. I'm not going to get to the end of this. But your pictures today, today's the fancy fun class. Okay. Again, you know how we do it. It's beautiful. Stewards, hundreds of young people. Like I said, it gets us the right people. Car enthusiasts. I have to give them the part of their birthday. Let's go. Good morning. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Today is the real start of the party. Oh, today is the party. So I came out with some of the leaders and look at how many people came to say hello. So after our leaders, God, Yusuf is here. Well done, guys. Yeah. This of course. Hello, guys. I love this group. Look at this. So these are on car rally, W car rally. It doesn't end. I'm not going to get to the end of this. But your pictures today, today's the fancy fun class. Okay. Again, you know how we do it. It's beautiful. Stewards, hundreds of young people. Like I said, it gets us the right people. Car enthusiasts. I have to give them the part of their birthday. Let's go.
Have something historic to reveal to you all. Pastor Tobi is cooked. He's finally cooked. This absolute cretin, this disgrace to the faith, this absolute poor excuse of a theologian, this unpastored pastor, this absolute idiot, this demonically possessed, beguiled by the cardinal sin of greed, of gluttony, of lust, of pride. This man, Pastor Tobi, is finally getting packed up to where he flipping belongs. To a country that's full of other scammers. My home country, my brothers, Nigeria. Get out of England, finally. You will stop corrupting the youth. This man was a corrupter of the youth. This man made you believe that bread was heaven. And he denied the true bread that came from heaven. You know when I knew this guy was cooked? There was a gospel song playing, a Pentecostal gospel song, all about Christ. How can this guy tell them, turn that shit off? You are not a pastor. His excuse was, oh, I don't like the way the music sounds. Disgust. But guys, that is just a PSA. Pastor Tobi is finally getting packed up forever. He is under a specific indictment of around 1.7 million. His fraud businesses are going to be closed down. Everyone in that flipping place is going to go into furlough. It's going to be fantastic.
Hello. Did you hear that young man? That young man had a few words to say. He had a few words to say about Pastor Tobi. I'm going to let you guys hear him again. And for me, it is how a young person can see. He's a Christian, by the way. The person who's speaking, he's a Christian. And even he can see that Tobi is a scammer. And he's had enough. He has had enough. Please let me know if you can hear me. Right, let me make sure that you can hear me. I think everything seems to be working good on my end. Everything seems to be working good on my end. So I just want to know. And guys, look, if you okay. Okay. If you're not subscribed, please make sure to subscribe. Your subscription helps. I want to get to 10K before March. Get to 10K followers. So if you are not subscribed, please make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like the videos. Make sure to share as well. Hey, Sam Beck, it's good. You can hear me. Hey, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. So, right. Once again, I want to hear what this gentleman has to say. Let me put him back here. Right, here we go.
Guys, I have something historic to reveal to you all. Pastor Tobi is cooked. He's finally cooked. This absolute cretin, this disgrace to the faith, this absolute poor excuse of a theologian, this unpastored pastor, this absolute idiot, this demonically possessed, beguiled by the cardinal sin of greed, of gluttony, of lust, of pride. This man, Pastor Tobi, is finally getting packed up to where he flipping belongs. To a country that's full of other scammers. My home country, my brothers, Nigeria. Get out of England, finally. You will stop corrupting the youth. This man was a corrupter of the youth. This man made you believe that bread was heaven. And he denied the true bread that came from heaven. You know, when I knew this guy was cooked, there was a gospel song playing, a Pentecostal gospel song, all about Christ. How can this guy tell them, turn that shit off? You are not a pastor. His excuse was, oh, I don't like the way the music sounds. Disgust. But guys, that is just a PSA. Pastor Tobi is finally getting packed up forever. He is under a specific indictment of around 1.7 million. His fraud businesses are going to be closed down. Everyone in that flipping place is going to go into furlough. It's going to be fantastic.
Muted. Oh, I'm muted. I am so sorry. Sorry about that. I was muted all this time. I'm saying for the people joining, I'm going to play the two videos I played initially. I'm going to play them again so that you guys can, just as a prelude to what we're doing today. So this gentleman here, he's a British, a black, well, he's Nigerian, British young man. And even he has had enough of Tobi Adegboyega, right? So hear him speak.
Guys, I have something historic to reveal to you all. Pastor Tobi is cooked. He's finally cooked. This absolute cretin, this disgrace to the faith, this absolute poor excuse of a theologian, this unpastored pastor, this absolute idiot, this demonically possessed, beguiled by the cardinal sin of greed, of gluttony, of lust, of pride. This man, Pastor Tobi, is finally getting packed up to where he flipping belongs. To a country that's full of other scammers. my home country, my brothers, Nigeria, get out of England finally. You will stop corrupting the youth. This man was a corrupter of the youth. This man made you believe that bread was heaven. And he denied the true bread that came from heaven. You know when I knew this guy was cooked? There was a gospel song playing, a Pentecostal gospel song, all about Christ. How can this guy tell them, turn that shit off? You are not a pastor. His excuse was, oh, I don't like the way the music sounds. Disgust. But guys, that is just a PSA. Pastor Tobi is finally getting packed up forever. He is under a specific indictment of around 1.7 million. His fraud businesses are going to be closed down. Everyone in that flipping place is going to go into furlough. It's going to be fantastic.
Wait, did you say that my stream is bugging out? It keeps buffering. I thought it was my internet, but it is not. Please let me know, everyone. Please let me know. Let me know if it is buffering for you as well. Because I've got just across, I've got the stream playing over there and I don't see anything. Sam says it's running fine for Sam Beckett. Okay, please let me know if it is lagging. Please, everyone else, please let me know if it is lagging for you. Please let me know, I beg you, before we continue, because this stream is very, very important, because I want to show you proof that Tobi is a liar. It's running fine. Buddy Kayla says it's buffing for me. It's buffing for you. It's working now. Okay. Oh, I tell you something, guys. There is this thing that happens on YouTube, live streams. It happens to me as well. Every time there's a live, and it's not the horizontal, it's the other one. When you click on it, it starts, there's this intermittent off, on, off, on. You hear something, it's a glitch. It's a YouTube glitch. So what you need to do, come out, come back again, right? Close it, come back again, right? Just so let me know. If you close it and come back again, let me know before we continue. It's buffering again. Yeah, close it, come back again. Just close it, come back again. Sometimes it's hit and miss. My internet, let's see. My internet seems to be, my internet is good. Just checking that everything's connected. 1 second, let's check the internet. Everything seems to be connecting okay, but just let me know. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go out and come back again, okay?
Hey everyone, I hope you are all well. How have you been? I've missed you all. I've been MIA for a few days. Glad to be back.
Ivesu,
Hey Afro, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. I was just saying hello to everyone.
So, everyone, how is it now? Please let me know that everything's okay because this is going to be a very important live stream. This one is very important. We are going to be doing some homework. Everybody's going to be involved. I want you all to tune in to listen. One question, one one question. All the many different answers, okay? One question, but Toby has all these many different answers to one question. And I, my YouTube is working when I click on other stream. My connection. Is anyone else getting this? Please let me know. Is
I'm not
anyone
getting
else
anything.
getting the offering? No, not here, not when you're here with me. But on you have to log into YouTube.
All right.
If I log in to my own YouTube here, I because it's the same connection, I wouldn't be able to. Well, please let me know so we can start. Mojo, how are you? I was thinking about you just the other day. I was thinking it's been a while I've seen Mojo. How are you? Domina, how are you as well? Hope you're good. I've had no issues. I look amazing. Hey, my so-called life. Hello, how are you? Happy New Year to you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Hmm.
Hmm? When you're in your middle age, eh? You have to try and put a bit of lipstick, a bit of something, so you don't look your age. I'm fine. I'm good. Thank you, Mojo. I'm good. Okay. Any luck? Any? Can you please tell me so I can start? My so-called life, is it good for you? Is the stream good for you? We're trying to figure it out. I need the answer so we can start. It's working now. Okay. All right. All right, that's now good. Right, guys. So one question, many different answers. For those of you who do not know who we are talking about, it is this person here. This person here, right? This is a pastor in the United Kingdom. He's got a very colorful life. This is a pastor who is originally Nigerian, found his way to the UK and became a pastor. And he thinks that he is somehow called to the young people of the United Kingdom. Because there was there's this whole thing of knife and gun crime and all these sort of things, and so he feels like he is the one sent to help these people. Who called him to do it? Nobody did. He just called himself. But he when you say God sent me, God told me, God this, God that. People don't question when you tag God to whatever you're doing. So as far as he's concerned, God sent him on this mission. When he came to the UK, he came on a visitor's visa and has never left. When you're given a visitor's visa, you're given 6 months, but you're expected to leave the day your ticket expires, the day of return. But they give you grace within those 6 months. If you leave, fine. But if after 6 months you do not leave and you're still here because you want to make an application or you want to extend your stay, you become an overstayer. So all this while, this man has been living a very flash life, very flash life. And what you're looking at is just, snippets. While he's a pastor, he's been, my goodness, showing off wearing the best clothes, the cars, the bling, bling, bling. This guy is something else. And he says, oh, there's a reason why he's doing it. He's doing it because the people he's trying to reach, the young people, they go after the gang leaders, they go after that lifestyle. But he wants to use his clothes to teach the young people that you can come over here. There are other ways of making money without being in a gang. There are other ways of making money legitimately. You can come over on this side, right? Look at us. We're not gang members. We're not, in the life of crime. But look at us. We're wearing Gucci. We're wearing Fendi. In fact, there's a video of him talking about wearing Fendi from top to bottom, all Fendi, and he says he is offending with Fendi. Well, as with everything, when you start to show off, when you start to show a life that you that isn't yours, things start to ravel. They start to unravel. And so come to find out that these young people that are in his organization, they are being scammed. There's a lot of pressure on these young people to bring money, and not just any monies, heavy monies. And these young people start speaking. They start speaking up. Well, of course, he denies everything. The finances of the church, the Charity Commission of the UK decided, okay, we're going to have a look into the finances of this church. And they came to a conclusion. The conclusion was that this is a fraudulent company, right? But where we are now is this guy, because he was an overstayer, the UK government has said he needs to be deported. When that's going to happen, we don't know. But we're hoping that it is, soon. The UK government was supposed to bring some charges on him. It was documented offenses and things that took place in his organization, but the police decided, nah, we can't be bothered. We're not going to go ahead with those allegations. So they dropped those claims. They dropped the investigation into his church, but now he's to be deported. And so I have a petition. That we have created so that the government, we're speaking up and saying, look, enough is enough for the UK youth. And you saw that young boy before. Let me play that young man again, right? And you can see you can hear the frustration in this young man, right? Just give me a second. Let me. Is it this
something historic to reveal to you all. Pastor Tobi is cooked. He's finally cooked. This absolute cretin, this disgrace to the faith, this absolute poor excuse of a theologian, this unpastored pastor, this absolute idiot, this demonically possessed, beguiled by the cardinal sin of greed, of gluttony, of lust, of pride. This man, Pastor Tobi, is finally getting packed up to where he flipping belongs. To a country that's full of other scammers. My home country, my brothers, Nigeria. Get out of England, finally. You will stop corrupting the youth. This man was a corrupter of the youth. This man made you believe that bread was heaven. And he denied the true bread that came from heaven. You know, when I knew this guy was cooked, there was a gospel song playing, a Pentecostal gospel song, all about Christ. How can this guy tell them, turn that shit off? You are not a pastor. And his excuse was, oh, I don't like the way the music sounds. Disgust. But guys, that is just a PSA. Pastor Tobi is finally getting packed up forever. He is under a specific indictment of around 1.7 million. His fraud businesses are going to be closed down. Everyone in that flipping place is going to go into furlough. It's going to be fantastic.
Okay, so you heard the young man. The young man is tired, right? So anyway, we are going to go and have a look at the lies of Pastor Toby. But before we do, welcome my host, Vessel of Dishonor. Hello, Vessel of Dishonor.
Hello, the Afro atheist. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Yesterday we missed you.
Oh, unfortunately, I was, I was, and listen, I don't have an excuse. Okay.
She was, she was, she was out, but she deserved
The
it. I
electric
mean,
blanket did its thing.
yeah, she deserved it. She had a really long day, and yeah, so and you need to sleep. You need to sleep. Okay, right.
Yes.
Yes. Uh, Arsenal 14 says he's back from Colombia. Welcome back. He says,
Hey, how
"What
was
has the
Colombia?
how was Colombia?" Says, "What has the drippy CC?"
Hey.
He has been
Mm-mm.
preaching and working with no permit or visa, talking about he's the only one who can generate wealth. Domina, this is a man who should be thankful for the opportunities that he has had. This guy is so ungrateful. But anyway, we will continue to expose. And I need to also for the people who want to, please, we need you to sign. We need you to sign this petition. Please, we need you to sign this petition. Okay, this one.
Also share it as
Okay.
well, please. If it's
Yes,
public.
236 people have signed it so far.
How
It's
many more
it's
do you need
something.
before it gets debated, Afro?
I don't know.
Let's say, I'm
I
sure it
think
was
we need
100.
no.
The
It's not
target
really
previously
debate.
was 100. But there's a target, there's a specific number. When you reach that number, it gets debated in Parliament.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I need to figure out what that number is then. Well,
Yeah.
something needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
African atheist. Hello,
Yes,
African
can I
atheist.
say-
How are you? Mojo is Dada Rosa. Okay, Mojo. Mojo is Dada Rosa on TikTok. Dada Rosa. Okay, guys, let's now we're gonna start. Right. So what you're going to watch, you are going to watch a couple, well, some videos, right? This pastor is asked one question. I want you to tell me how many answers to the one question you hear, right? One question, several answers. Okay, right. So let me. Where did it go? Where are we? Oh, yeah. Sorry, trying to get my. No, not this one. Okay, right. So one question. See how many different answers. So on the BBC video, we need. Okay. So the question is why? Why was SPAC Nation closed down? Right? So if you don't know, his church operated as a charity. In the UK, churches register as charities. And when you register as charity, the charity commission, they can they can come in and have a look at your books, make sure that you're doing things the proper way. Now, working as a charity should be a good thing because you get tax benefits. There's I don't I'm not into all that 100%. I really don't know a lot about it, but whatever monies you get from people in your charity, the government matches that, right, Vessel? Do you know anything about that?
No, I'm not well versed on it. No.
Okay. So whatever money you give, the government matches with some amount of money, which is a good thing. If you're a charity and you're helping people, like Toby says he's helping, right? But the Charity Commission came in, they found a lot of issues in Toby's church, organization, whatever it is, and they were not satisfied. They asked that Toby, they asked Toby that Toby should. They said, okay, we're seeing monies coming in, but no bank account. Can you? We want to see the monies coming in and out. Can you put your money in a bank so we can see? As soon as they asked them to do that, Toby, they started putting just little monies, but only £2,000 they put in the account. This is a church that says they made 1.8, almost £2 million. As soon as the Charity Commission says, we need to see what's going through your banks, we want you to put money in, we want to see how this money is being spent. Toby and his church decide, oh, we are no longer collecting tithe and offering. We no longer collect donations. What? So how is your church running? So eventually, Charity Commission said enough, and they closed down the church. They said not transparent, and they, put them to what's insolvent, made them insolvent. So one question: why? Let me put the question here. I'll put the question here, and it is: why was SPAC Nation shut down by Charity Commission? Okay, that is the question. So that is the question. Why was SPAC Nation shut down? Right. So now let's see what Toby has to say. Okay. Let's see what his response is.
And find a way to do what we need to do.
I know you've said multiple times on social media, rightly, that you haven't faced any criminal charges.
Right.
But there have been a number of serious allegations made about your former church, SPAC Nation.
Okay.
In 2024, the Charity Commission did publish their inquiry report,
Right.
and they said that there were incidences of serious misconduct and mismanagement when it comes to safeguarding and financial transparency.
Right.
What would you say to that?
It is false. They've been on this thing for the past 4 years. So there are allegations. There are issues. Why is the police not involved? Why is nobody facing any inquiry? Why is there no inquiry?
But the Charity Commission did say that there was serious mismanagement and misconduct.
So
that's a separate report.
Yes.
So with regard to that, what would you answer? What they said?
We're asking the Charity
Afro, can I just clear something up, please?
Please.
The lady's asking. No, the lady's telling him what Charity Commission has said. And he's saying if there was something wrong, why weren't the police involved? Why would the police get involved? You're stealing from yourselves. So yourself is supposed to go and make a police report to say, listen, our books are not balancing because ourselves have been going into our bank accounts and, mismanaging our money.
No, I don't get that. What do you mean stealing from yourselves?
Basically, the lady is telling him what Charity Commission has said. The reason why they've shut down the charity, the mismanagement and all of that. And he is saying, if there was any mismanagement, why aren't police involved? So you're stealing from yourself. So why would police get involved? You would need to report yourself to the police so the police can come and do an investigation and arrest you for stealing from yourself. Right? The Charity Commission.
Why am I not understanding?
Okay, the Charity Commission is highlighting the issues that are in this organization, the mismanagement of funds, right? Tobi is saying that is not the case. If that was the case, why are police not involved? Why is there no investigation? Well, the reason is nobody has filed any criminal or made any criminal allegations, so to speak, about the church, because the church is stealing from itself. How can I put this? The money
The church
SPAC
is
Nation
stealing
was
from
receiving.
itself. Mm-hmm.
Yes, the money SPAC Nation was receiving. Tobi was going in and spending it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Charity Commission has come in and said, listen, where's all these monies gone to?
Mm-hmm.
We're shutting you down. So the lady is asking Tobi that, listen, this is what the Charity Commission has said. What do you say about that? And he is saying, if that was the case, why is there no police investigation? The police won't come and investigate unless they have been informed that a crime has taken place.
Okay.
And in this case,
got it.
he is the criminal because he is
Got it.
stealing from the church. So he needs to go and report himself to the police so that the police can do an investigation. The Charity Commission doesn't send police out unless maybe if it's like a really, really bad, it's like when you go out and you say, for example, you're a healthcare worker, you're going to help out a client, right? And you notice some safeguarding concerns. Unless you report those safeguarding concerns, nobody is going to come to check what is happening there, right? You can also raise to your manager that, listen, I saw ABCD. And your manager is like, okay, do you know what? This person can no longer do this job, basically, right? But for there to be a criminal case, you have to go to the police and report that ABCD is happening. Nobody did that. Because who is the victim in this case? SPAC Nation.
Right, I see. Okay, that
Yes.
makes sense.
So,
that makes sense.
Yes, so SPAC Nation needs to go and inform the police that, listen, Charity Commission has looked in our books.
Right.
And they have said that there's a financial mismanagement going on. Can you please investigate? Right? So he needs to report himself to the police so the police can investigate him. So what he's telling this lady doesn't make any sense at all.
Now you see, thank you. I appreciate the explanation. It makes sense now. And
no worries.
Going on from what you have said about stealing from themselves is SPAC Nation members. Registering with a charity is a good thing. You benefit. Number one, it is prestigious. It gives you some sort of prestige that we are a charitable organization, right? Meaning that we're here to help. Becoming a charity, the way to make it official is registering through the Charity Commission in the UK. And people will congratulate you. There are things, look, you stop yourself when you're not registering. You can go to organizations and ask for help. Because you are a charity, you can use that status as a look. Oh, and on top of that, the benefits that you get from the government, right? They give you cash back for whatever you receive from people. So you are stealing from yourselves. Because if you are registered as a company and you are not being honest with your books, nobody will want to touch your organization. And now it's been closed down. The next time you want to go and open it, and they won't even look at you. Anyway, but let's go. Let's see his response. Okay, let me take that back slightly so we can hear his response.
that's a separate report.
Yes.
So with regard to that, what would you answer to what they said?
So that's what we're asking the Charity Commission now. What is the serious blah, blah, blah? You can't just say there is a serious this and that. What is it? And who is going to answer for it?
You've spoken a lot about how many people you say you've helped, but then you do have these former members who have come out to speak about the exploitation they feel that they have experienced.
Right.
How do you reconcile your vision with what these people have said? Because they're extremely different.
I just finished service to do what we need to do.
I know you said multiple times on social media, rightly, that you haven't faced any criminal charges.
Right.
But there have been a number of serious allegations made about your former church, SPAC Nation.
Okay.
In 2024, the Charity Commission did publish their inquiry report,
Right.
and they said that there were incidences of serious misconduct and mismanagement when it comes to safeguarding and financial transparency.
Right.
What would you say to that?
It is false. They've been on this name for the past 4 years. So there are allegations. There are issues. Why is the police not involved? Why is nobody facing any inquiry? Why is there no inquiry?
But the Charity Commission did.
Okay, guys, I took it back because I want you to hear the question that was asked and his response, right? Tobi does not answer questions. He would never answer. He will answer what he was not asked. He will deflect. He will dance around. He will meander, but never. We just answering questions? No. Okay, right. I want to see what was her question and what was his response.
Why is nobody facing any?
Shut up, Joe.
There are issues. Why is the police not involved?
Oh, come on, man. Why do I keep going? Sorry, people. I'm sorry.
You said multiple times on social media, rightly, that you haven't faced any criminal charges.
Right.
But there have been a number of serious allegations made about your former church, SPAC Nation.
Okay.
In 2024, the Charity Commission did publish their inquiry report,
Right.
and they said that there were incidences of serious misconduct and mismanagement when it comes to safeguarding and financial transparency.
Right.
What would you say to that?
It is false. They've been on this name for the past 4 years. So there are allegations. There are issues. Why is the police not involved? Why is nobody facing any inquiry? Why is there no inquiry?
But the Charity Commission did say that there was serious mismanagement.
She's trying to take him back to the question.
Report.
Yes.
So with regard to that, what would you answer to what they said?
So that's what we're asking the Charity Commission now. What is the serious blah, blah, blah? You can't just say there is a serious this and that. What is it? And who is going to answer for it?
You've spoken a lot about how many people you say you've helped.
Of course. What is it and who's going to answer for it? It's all documented. Fraud allegations. And you are responsible for it. What is this guy, yeah? All right.
But then you do have these former members who have come out to speak about the exploitation they feel that they have experienced.
Right.
How do you reconcile your vision with what these people have said? Because they're extremely different.
I just finished service today.
Okay.
Hundreds of young.
That's that. You heard a response to that question on the closure of SPAC Nation, right? Now, let's go over to this other video. We'll go over to this other video, and I want you to hear what his response is, okay? Okay.
Okay. In regards to the Charity Commission, they decommissioned the charity due to serious misconduct or mismanagement in the administration of the charity. Can you talk me through that, please?
Charity Commission, again, like any archaic organization, that should have been reviewed, restructured.
Vessel, are you there? Vessel, are you there?
Yes. Did he just say archaic?
That's exactly what he said. That Charity Commission are archaic. Oh man, this guy. Whew. One question. This guy would dance around. He would dance. Listen, this man. Right, let's do this again. Right, guys, please tune it. At least it's, you know what? Let me put the subtitles so you guys can see exactly what he's saying. Okay. Right.
Nation family. Okay. In regards to the charity commission, they decommissioned the charity due to serious misconduct or mismanagement in the administration of the charity. Can you talk me through that, please?
Charity commission, again, like any archaic organization that should have been reviewed, restructured. They were dealing with a church that operates differently. They didn't shut us down because of any of these things that you're saying. Ask them. The BBC wrote them to talk before the last interview was broadcasted. They can't talk. They didn't decommission us or proscribe us because of any financial stuff. The issue was this, and it's as clear as this. A charity must have £5,000 a year to become a charity.
They must have 5,000.
They must have 5,000,
okay.
or they must be able to raise £5,000 a year.
Yeah.
We stopped taking donations, which means in that year, we don't have 5,000 because we stopped taking donation. So by law, we will cease to be charity. By law, automatically. Now, they're saying safeguarding issue. Please, again, you would say, and people would say, why are you always saying racism? All of a sudden.
Did that make sense to anybody? Did that make sense to anybody?
No, and he's trying to define the safeguarding issue. They're talking about safeguarding the funds, Toby. Safeguarding the funds.
No. The safeguarding that they're talking about is the safeguarding of the young people in that place, right? They found that there were issues with safeguarding of young people, not the funds.
But there's the safeguarding of the funds and the safeguarding of the children as well.
Hold on. No, the
safeguarding. Surely the children safeguarding that would fall under a different department and not necessarily the charity commission.
I get it, but these people, I think it was about the what do you call it? The youngsters were not safeguarded properly. 1 second, let's see.
Yeah, but they also failed to safeguard the funds that were being donated.
Yes. Well, no, you can't say that, Vessel. You cannot say that they failed to safeguard. No, they didn't fail to safeguard. Tobi was wearing the funds. He was wearing the funds. Hello. He was driving the funds.
Wait, what was he the charity case?
He was eating the funds.
As the charity case, right?
It was
the money was being donated to him as the charity, as the charity case came all the way from Nigeria to just become a charity case.
Yeah, because he was a 25-year-old boy.
Hey,
was he not a 25-year-old boy? Okay, just listen.
I've got a problem with that 25-year-old boy statement. He needs to retract that.
Just 1 second. Let me go look at the.
But Afro, if he feels he was a 25-year-old boy, why then is he targeting children that are younger than him? If he felt at 25 that he was still a boy. That's a bit weird.
Okay. Let me read the statement. So the Charity Commission concluded that there have been serious misconduct and or mismanagement in the administration of the charity, which was sustained over a substantial period of time. The trustees failed to act with reasonable care and skill, including while the statutory inquiry was open. The trustees repeatedly failed to address the Commission's regulatory concern, in particular in relation to its operating in cash. And that's a no-no. If you are a charity, operating in cash is a no. Because we cannot account for this cash. Who does that? Now, listen.
Tobi does that.
It goes on to say the charity's safeguarding practices were inadequate. For example, there was a lack of trustee oversight and reporting, which placed the charity's beneficiaries at risk. So the beneficiaries were at risk. The people benefiting from the charity The charity did investigate that one safeguarding complaint it received directly and attempted unsuccessfully to engage with those making allegations in the media. However, particularly given the nature of the concern raised in the media, the trustees should have considered if they could do more to strengthen the charity's safeguarding practices and compliance with its policies and procedures. So the safeguarding here is the safeguarding of the people in the charity, the beneficiaries, right? Because all those allegations of abuse and things like that. So, but I do agree with you as well. Safeguarding of the money. But hello, he was wearing the money. Okay, let's continue. All right. Toby was wearing. Let's just say safeguarding.
Now, because it's SPAC Nation time, there's no racism in the world. The world is now clean. Everything is good. Fine. Safeguarding issues. Safeguarding issues are serious issues. You cannot say, oh, there are safeguarding issues.
Let me
Give
go
us
back. I need to
specific.
hear him. Say it again to us. Let's see. Something.
Nation family. Okay. In regards to the Charity Commission, they decommissioned the charity due to serious misconduct or mismanagement in the administration of the charity. Can you talk me through that, please?
Charity Commission, again, like any archaic organization that should have been reviewed, restructured. They were dealing with a church that operates differently. They didn't shut us down because of any of these things that you're saying. Ask them. The BBC wrote them to talk before the last interview was broadcast. They can't talk. They didn't decommission us or prescribe us because of any financial stuff. The issue was this, and it's as clear as this. A charity must have £5,000 a year.
Toby said they did not close them down for financial stuff. A charity must have £5,000 a year. But they did not have £5,000 running through their accounts. Seriously, Toby, they didn't have they stopped. Why is it the moment Charity Commission decides to step in, you all decide no more tithe and offering? We're going to be operating a cash system. It was always a cash system. They were never using the bank, but you don't operate a charity like that.
The fact that he said it with his own mouth, Afro. He's sitting there and he's literally confessing to it.
Exactly. Guys, think about it. If you were involved with a charity, if you were giving money to a charity and you learned that this charity, when you give your money, they just use the cash. They don't, guys, do you know that some charities actually save? They save money. Some charities invest as well. I don't know if it's possible. I think that's a thing, right? Just so that they can get money back. Okay, please. Am I right or am I wrong? Can a charity invest money? Vessel?
I'm not sure, but before the charity spends money, all the trustees sit down and they plan on how the money is going to be spent. Even if it's money that's going to be given to, say, a struggling family, that family would have to put in an application to the charity, explaining the situation, probably with the help of healthcare support worker, family support worker, social worker, or something. You need to have someone in helping you complete the forms and helping you do the submission and signing on your behalf that, listen, I'm a professional, I worked with this family, and this family is in need. Please help them. Then it goes to the trustees and they vote or they agree to say, let's help this family. We're going to take out X amount of money to give this family. Everything is written down. There's a paper trail. Everybody signs documents, right?
Documented.
And that's why I'm saying that there needs to be a professional working with this family that needs the help, because they're going to fill in a form, an application form, so that when Charity Commission comes and says, listen, guys, you gave out £500. What did you give the £500 to? And what was it for? And they'll come out back and say, oh, we had social worker, Mr. So-and-so, working with this family. They needed new beds. They needed a new fridge freezer, £500. This is what we gave the family. And this is the receipt for the fridge freezer that was bought. Right? This is how it works. Everything documented, written down. Now, Tobi was there offending in Fendi. He never even put one receipt of any of those Fendi garments in the book to say this is what we bought. Charity Commission didn't have any books to look at. They had nothing to look at, no receipts, nothing. Just a bank account with money going in and out, in, out, in. What is this for? What is that for? And they're making up stories.
No.
And then eventually they stopped
not
using
even
the bank
going
account.
through the bank accounts.
No, I thought that initially it was, and then after that they stopped using it.
Not really.
That's what I thought.
No.
Okay.
This is why they had issues, because they were like, okay, you're claiming that you've got this amount of money coming in, but there is nothing on record to say that truly this is, show us how you're receiving it, how you're spending it. Okay. These people said they received nearly £2 million, right? But then they didn't have anything as balance. It was crazy. You have 1.8 million running through your accounts, but you don't have anything. It's just crazy. Hey, Frank. Okay. We still got a couple of videos to get through, so we'll speed it up. Okay. My goodness, this guy.
To become a charity,
they must have
5,000,
okay,
or they must be able to raise £5,000 a year.
Yeah.
We stopped taking donations, which means in that year we don't have 5,000 because we stopped taking donation. So by law, we will cease to be charity. By law, automatically. Now they're saying safeguarding issue. Please, again, you would say, and people would say, why are you always saying racism? All of a sudden now, because it's SPAC Nation time, there's no racism in the world. The world is now clean. Everything is good. Fine. Safeguarding issues. Safeguarding issues are serious issues. You cannot say, oh, there are safeguarding issues. Give us specific ones. The BBC wrote them saying, what are the specific ones? Guess what they said in return? Zero. So what is safeguarding issues?
So based on everything.
Did you understand what this guy is saying? Safeguarding issues. Wait, hold on. Okay, say that again.
Or prescribe us because of any financial stuff. The issue was this, and it's as clear as this.
Okay.
A charity must have £5,000 a year to become a charity.
They must have 5,000.
They must have 5,000,
okay,
or they must be able to raise £5,000 a year.
Yeah.
We stopped taking donations, which means in that year we don't have 5,000 because we stopped taking donation. So by law, we will cease to be charity. By law, automatically. Now they're saying safeguarding issue. Please, again, you would say, and people would say, why are you always saying racism? All of a sudden now, because it's SPAC Nation time, there's no racism in the world. The world is now clean. Everything is good. Fine. Safeguarding issues. Safeguarding issues are serious issues.
Okay.
You cannot say, oh, there are safeguarding issues. Give us specific ones. The BBC wrote them saying, what are the specific ones? Guess what they said in return? Zero. So what is safeguarding issues?
So based on everything that we've just discussed here,
yes,
you keep saying.
Wait, too. The BBC wrote them and asked what safeguarding issues, and what did they respond? Zero. Is this guy all right? Is this guy okay?
No, he's not. I don't know why he even grants interviews. He needs someone else to speak on. What's the other pastor's name? The one who's been with him since he was 15. He should let that one speak. Yeah, let that Pastor Sam speak. Because this one, this one is something else.
Tobi has a very big ego. It's his ego that makes him. He thinks that every publicity is somehow good, that it will work good in his favor. It's the name. Oh, I'm going on the BBC. Oh, I'm going on channels. Oh, I'm going on, it's all these things. But unfortunately for Tobi, his mouth is so unbridled that he just would, and he just shoots himself in the foot every single time. But it's good for us because then people like us can come in and we can you know, do the deep dives and have a good look at exactly what he's saying or not saying. It's just crazy.
Nothing is proven. Nothing is proven. Nothing is proven.
It's not, I keep saying, it's online.
Fine, but why is it only SPAC Nation that these allegations are being made?
We are the largest independent church in the UK and in Europe right now. Largest.
Okay.
Independent means that you're not from another country, you're not from Australia or Nigeria, just gathering your own country. We're the largest. Check anything that is large.
Okay. So, guys, you heard that, right? He said that the archaic charity commission, right? Because they were not making 5,000. Because they were not making 5,000. Okay. So now let's go to this other video. And
Afro, Damina asked a very good question in the comments. If they were not receiving donations, how were they feeding thousands? Where was the money coming from? Toby, where was the money coming from? This guy, it makes... Honestly, Afro, honestly, this guy is just something else.
So if you were not making 5,000, how it just it doesn't make sense, Vessel. It doesn't make sense. Okay, now here we go. Same question, guys. Don't forget, why was SPAC Nation shut down by the Charity Commission? Okay.
Over just the last 2 years, 250 SMEs in Nigeria with 1 million naira each. Those businesses are doing well. The shoe one I was just playing about.
So, I mean, you've not said what your source of income is really. What is it? What do you do for
the source of income? We started businesses. We raised companies here. And so what we do is that we invest in little businesses and watch them grow. That is what sustains us here, even as a church, because we don't take tithe and offering. We watch these businesses grow. These businesses pay us back and we grow thereby.
Let me ask you, your case is not yet settled. That means deportation issue are still on this.
This guy said something ridiculous. He says he invests into these small businesses. And then when the businesses start growing, they pay him back.
Yes.
That's how the church is sustaining itself. How? If you're going to give somebody £5 and they give you back £5, how is that? Make it make sense. Maybe I'm overthinking, or maybe I didn't hear properly. Well, and mind you, he's talking to someone in Nigeria who doesn't know how things work in the UK.
Exactly.
What he just said does not make any sense whatsoever.
His responses to people that live in Nigeria are usually very different. In this particular conversation, Vessel, all these conversations that we've been having over Toby, have you ever heard Toby talk about the LGBTQ?
No, never.
Right. In this particular interview, he brings up the LGBTQ as one of the reasons why he is being tormented. That his views on the LGBTQ is one of the reasons why these things are going on with him. Can you imagine? Because, you know, in Nigeria, the LGBTQ, that's a no-no, you know.
Yes.
But
he's such an opportunist. You know?
He is. So, anyway, right. Let's continue.
Discussion and argument. The issues relating to the finances of the church is also still an argument. What is your faith, and how? What do you make of what is going on? It does look like your faith is hanging in the balance.
No, my faith is settled. I can assure you of that. But let me start with the finance one. The finance situation of the church is long gone. You cannot investigate an organization for 4 years and close the case, and anybody is still peddling that is happening. No, on the BBC interview, which was 1 hour, by the way, I asked them to ask the charity. If you are saying these things, which I then discovered that the BBC didn't even read the charity report, the charity never mentioned fraud. We are asking the charity commission, and the BBC has written to them to say, what exactly is this allegation? It can never be substantiated.
But the allegation are to the tune of about £1.87 million, which is linked to SPAC Nation, and the allegation is that you're lacking transparency. And the Charity Commission, this is not the first time. We're seeing at least 1 or 2 Nigerian churches that are linked to Nigerian owners or founders that have been shrouded in this kind of controversy about their books and transparency. Have you been able to settle the dust in terms of explaining how these funds have been spent, how these books are being judged in terms of how you executed the books, in the inflows and the outflows? Are you able to settle it tonight?
We've settled it, but I can settle it with you right now. The Charity Commission did not close us down for that. What happens is when you register as a charity, you have to prove that you can make £5,000 a year. Now, we don't take donations, and we've explained to them. You cannot ask someone from another religion to come and audit a church as unorthodox as us. You've got to give us the chance to be heard. They saw it, so they closed it down because...
Now, you guys are hearing. Now you cannot get somebody from another religion. Now we're bringing the religion of the auditor. Now it's the religion of the auditor. You cannot bring somebody from another religion to come and audit a church as unconventional as they are. Abi, did I hear that correctly or not? Let me take that back, person.
But Afro, I'm wondering, when people go and get their qualifications and their accreditations, is there a tick box where you tick what religion you are in order for you to be able to audit certain establishments? A professional is a professional. It doesn't matter what background they're from, what color they are, what religion they are, what food they eat, whether they're gay or straight. This man is talking out of his backside as usual.
If anything, if you're working for the Charity Commission, you keep your religion out of the job. Your religion has absolutely nothing to do with your job. In fact, I think that what Tobi has done is look at the name of the person and just automatically assumed that the person was either Muslim or whatever. I don't know what the name of the person is, but this is my own my thoughts, is that he just looked at the name and just assumed, this they're Muslim, this person is a Muslim. You know, that's what I think anyway. So Tobi, tell us again.
And the outflows, are you able to settle it tonight?
We've settled it, but I can settle it with you right now. The Charity Commission did not close us down for that. What happens is when you register as a charity, you have to prove that you can make £5,000 a year. Now, we don't take donations, and we've explained to them. You cannot ask someone from another religion to come and audit a church as unorthodox as us. You've got to give us the chance to be heard. They saw it, so they closed it down because the following year we didn't take tithe and offering. We stopped doing that, and so it is lawful for them also to then shut us down because we are not doing £5,000 a year as donation, because that's not what we want to do. These things are consistent with what Charity said. The adding up of 1.9 is the figment of imagination. Charity never mentioned that.
It was the UK Home Office, actually. It was the UK Home Office who raised that concerns about the financial misconduct with allegations of 1.87 million pounds.
BBC has now done a documentary, and if the UK Home Office has any honor remaining, they should challenge what I'm saying. Any bit of honor. So don't let's be deceived that because it's UK Home Office, they don't know their facts. But the question is this: this is an advanced country. There is 1 point something missing. It's been 4 years. Who has been invited by the police? Who has been indicted? How can you say 1 point something million is not accounted for, but we go
You didn't invite the police,
Tobi. We make sure we hold you on this. We've asked them for facts and figures, which they are still lacking. BBC themselves have written them. They are quiet, and guess what? They'll be quiet forever because it's not true. They did not add these figures up right. We have 10 years of receipts with the charity. There is no black.
I would like to challenge Tobi, since he's saying that no one was questioned or arrested over this missing money. I would like to challenge Tobi right now to invite the police to look at SPAC Nation's books and make the necessary arrests after they've done their findings. In fact, I would like to challenge Tobi to request for a public inquiry into SPAC Nation's finances. seeing as there's nothing wrong. He's claiming there was nothing. That's what he's claiming.
Yes.
How is it that 1 minute you're able to qualify as a charity status, and then the next year you're not taking any donations? Why are you not taking donations? How are you functioning as a charity in that space when you're not collecting the donations? You're still functioning as a charity. How are you doing that, Toby? So I challenge him. Let him request for a public inquiry. Let him go to the Commissioner of Police and ask for them to investigate what has happened in the church with this missing money. Let him clear SPAC Nation's name. Let him clear his own name. I challenge him to do that.
Exactly. And this is where I speak to SPAC Nation members. Look, if you are a member of this church, this guy is not helping you guys. This guy is he's damaging all of you. This guy. Let me take that back. There was something he said here. It just talks all over the shop. This guy.
Conduct,
I don't know.
With allegations of 1.87 million pounds.
BBC has now done a documentary, and if the UK Home Office has any honor remaining, they should challenge what I'm saying. Any bit of honor. So don't let's be deceived that because it's UK Home Office, they don't know their facts. But the question is this: this is an advanced country. There is 1 point something missing. It's been 4 years. Who has been invited by the police? Who has been indicted? How can you say 1 point something million is not accounted for, but be going, be free, you're okay? But deportation, we'll make sure we hold you on this. We've asked them for facts and figures, which they are still lacking. BBC themselves have written them, they are quiet. And guess what? They'll be quiet forever because it's not true. They did not add these figures up right. We have 10 years of receipts with the charity. There is no black organization. I don't know the pastors you're talking about, but I can guarantee you that as far as the UK is concerned, none of them is as popular as me. So there's nothing I can do in hiding. Absolutely nothing. Everything is everywhere.
When are you regularizing your immigration status in the UK? When would you do that?
It's been regularized right now. The people that did what they did, they are all running helter-skelter, and you've got to give it some more time. I believe by all means, they just wanted to embarrass the work. What they want to do is to see young people go back to the streets, get back into drug dealing, because there's nothing they can hold up on me. They've now printed that out, but I can assure you that the lawyers and their lawyers are talking, and the right apologies will be done in the right time. I can assure you.
Toby is waiting for apology. Look at him. Look at his mouth. He's waiting for apology. Hey. Shewun gave him water. Okay. I don't know. No, that's Channel's man. That man. That man really. Yes,
this guy, he makes me so mad. He just said right now, about they want people to go back to the streets, people killing themselves. Listen, London has always been about that life. It has always. Remember Jack the Ripper?
Yes.
In the 70s, there was shootings and stabbings. Right? In the 80s, it was even worse. Remember the skinheads, the skinhead gangs?
Yes.
This is London for you. London has always been a volatile ground. It has always been a bedrock of gangs and killing.
Like Stephen Lawrence, all the other ones, taking place. The riots, all those different things. It's been
Afro. In the 50s, there were thousands of stabbings in London. In the 50s. This thing he's talking about is not something new that just started now. London has always been like this before you even existed, Toby. And it will continue to be like this after you're gone, because that is what London is. Right? This is what happens in major cities. If we look at Lagos, if we look at Abuja, come on now. So he needs to stop this misinformation or this rhetoric that he came as a savior. He saved nobody.
Nobody.
But even while he was saying, oh, they're bringing drugs, oh, they're bringing knives, they're bringing this to the church and turning their life around, he didn't save all of them. Let's say he saved some. He didn't save all of them. This stuff was still happening, even at the peak of SPAC Nation.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why in his head he feels like he's done something great, wonderful, or magnificent. He has not. He needs to sit down and read the history of London. That's what he needs to do. And then hopefully he'll finally shut his mouth up about that whole, oh, if they deport me, they're going to start killing themselves. Oh, they're going to start doing this. Tobi is nobody's savior. He saved no one.
You're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So, Vessel, what I want us to do now is there's 2 more videos I want to play. I want you all to listen to Tobi's. You see, this guy, his responses, Right. Okay. I want you all to listen to Tobi in this particular one. Okay. Please just listen.
The reason why you're blessed is so that you can help. From 16 to 20, the reason why you found lovers and inspirers, the reason why you found Goldhouse, the reason why you found Life Family is that there is something to build. There are people like yourself whose life matters. Their life matters to God and their life matters to their community. He can't afford for them to die. He can't afford for them to be wasted. Those of you who are pastoring these churches now, you were saved. So you going back to pastor those churches is for the salvation of others. Those of you who are in the Givers Club, you were blessed. And the reason why you're blessed is so that you can help. Let's be clear, guys. Just so we're clear, at least if the world don't want to know and you don't want to know, if the world don't want to know, you have to know that the only reason why that SPAC Nation was shut down as SPAC Nation, the reason, let me be clear now so that when you see documents, you're clear, is simple, because you don't take donations. Once you don't take donations for them, they say you have now ceased to be a charity. End of story. Then the judge says, so the headline this lady is showing shows 1.8 million blah 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 issues. That's not for me to answer.
So he's talking to his members now. He's telling them the reason why they were shut down was because they do not take donations. There's no 5K here. There's no, you don't, because for these members, he's trying to tell them, oh, we don't take tithes, we don't take offerings, we don't take donations, but seed. They collect what they call seed. I don't understand. You don't take donations, but you collect seed. So he's saying it's because you don't take donations. That's why, can you imagine? Guys, how does a charity commission shut you down because you don't take donations? What? Shouldn't the charity commission be happy? Wow. A charity that can actually that is self-sufficient. They don't need to collect money from, no, why would they shut you down for not collect? Anyway, let me play that back again. Please listen. This guy just doesn't make any sense at all.
If the world don't want to know, you have to know that the only reason why that SPAC Nation was shut down as SPAC Nation, the reason, let me be clear now so that when you see documents, you're clear, is simple, because you don't take donations. Once you don't take donations for them, they say you have now ceased to be a charity. End of story. Then the judge says, so the headline this lady is showing shows 1.8 million blah 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 issues. That's not for me to answer. Mrs. Lady, you've got the stuff. Say it. She doesn't even have it. She printed out one SPAC Nation since like we were in you would know one SPAC. I think that's what this SPAC Nation is from I don't understand. So you don't even have the right document. But let me just help.
Please, guys, I need you to tune in. Just please, I'm going to take that back just one more time. Please listen. He said they were closed down for not collecting donations. But what he goes on to say next did not make sense to me at all. He's talking about the tribunal when this was brought up at tribunal, and that the lady brought a magazine and it just did not make sense. Is it that this guy is daft or what? Did any of that make sense to you guys? Hey, Boss Huck, good to see you. Hey, people, please listen. I want you to listen because
you don't take donations. Once you don't take donations for them, they say you have now ceased to be a charity. End of story. Then the judge says, so the headline this lady is showing shows 1.8 million blah 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 issues. That's not for me to answer. Mrs. Lady, you've got the stuff. Say it. She doesn't even have it. She printed out one SPAC Nation since like one SPAC. As in that's what
his wife is doing my head in with that keyboard. Honestly. Honestly, she is doing my head in.
No, Toby needs that keyboard to play because it's part of the the facade. It's part of the whatever this thing is that he's doing. You know, it makes whatever he's saying sound like he's saying something logical when he is as illogical as fuck. He is so he does not make sense. So when you hear the music, oh no no no, and then after a while he now breaks it into right. It starts, and and it's the theatrics. It's all part of the. But unfortunately for this Toby, it just does not work. It is not giving what it is supposed to give. The Bushman in him is too strong. The Bushman, the accent, everything, the thing is not working for Toby. It's just the people under his administration are the ones that you have to do a brain check for them. Please, guys, I'm going to put the link to the thing in the what do you call it, the link once again to. Please go and sign it. I beg you. I beg you. Please sign it, please. Vessel, did you hear what he said in this? He's talking to his members now in this one. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just crazy. Different answers for the same question.
I want to hear that thing again.
Clear, guys. Just so we're clear, at least if the world don't want to know and you don't want to know, if the world don't want to know, you have to know.
Okay.
That the only reason why that SPAC Nation was shut down as SPAC Nation, the reason, let me be clear now so that when you see documents, you're clear, is simple because you don't take donations. Once you don't take donations for them, they say you have now ceased to be a charity. End of story. Then the judge says, so the headline this lady is showing shows 1.8 million blah 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 issues. That's not for me to answer. Mrs. Lady, you've got the stuff. Say it. She doesn't even have it. She printed out one SPAC Nation since like we were in you would know one SPAC, as in that's what this SPAC Nation is from. I don't understand. So you don't even have the right document. But let me just help you out of your misery. Then the judge herself clarifies it. It says, so this 1.8 is their expenditure. I said yes. Okay. So was it receipted? Yes. What's the issue? It's not even income that you can't find where it went to. It's expenditure. So these guys, probably then, what you're saying is they snitched on themselves. Like, you don't have the record of where it's coming from. Then we've gone to say, hey, by the way, we have 1.8 million. What person snitches on themselves? How can you have problem with expenditure? Well, we just didn't know where it came from. Well, if it came from wrong source, you then tell us. Well, it came from wrong as far as we're concerned. If it doesn't come from Sunday donation, I shouted at the job, we don't take it. How can you force us? So that tomorrow now you then say, it is drug dealers putting money in the offering basket. They just got confused. Look at them. Say, I don't understand this thing anymore because I just don't get it. Well, so, but for some reason, our community on Twitter, they get it. They understand it. Just say, yeah, fraud. They get it. That's it. That's the head. They understand it. Meaning, the class of people you are appealing to, they won't get what your community is saying. I'm coming somewhere. Those of us, we expended more than 1.8 million on the street.
At all. Okay.
There's no musician
now, this
that
is the
has
last
the gut,
video we're going to watch.
not to talk of sportmen, to
Just
spend what
second.
you guys spent on the...
Shut up, will you? One last video that I want us to watch. This one. I think it's this one.
But Afro, they were asking a valid point. They're saying you spent 1.8 million. Where? It doesn't show in your books that the money is coming in, but it's showing that you spent 1.8 million. Where from? It's a valid question. Why is he making it out to be something that is insignificant or, doesn't make sense? This guy clearly doesn't know how to take accounts.
Not at all.
You spend 1p. You need to show where that 1p has come from. What did you spend the 1p on? Okay, fine, there were receipts. Receipts can be made up by anyone. But we want to know where it has come from. When? On this Sunday, the first Sunday of February, how much did you collect? The second Sunday in February, how much did you collect? Etc., etc. Why were these things not documented? This is the problem, Toby. But he doesn't get it.
Can you see the lack of transparency in action? Just from the man at the top. All the different answers. All the different... Toby, you are your own worst enemy. You are the downfall of your whatever this establishment is. But anyway, let's hear him speak again.
Earlier on today in the morning, someone forwarded it to me, and I took a screenshot and sent to you, and you were like, it's really nothing. But then it started going all over the blogs and everything. So please, what exactly is going on? I'm not particularly familiar with UK laws, so can you please explain what happened and what is going on? Because some people said, some people are saying that please, you go and greet your friend in prison. I'm like, prison? They love and kiss, they go to the prisons, So first of all, explain what this means in UK terms to us lay people in Nigeria who do not have an understanding of what the UK law entails, especially with regards to charities and what do they call these kind of organizations? These charitable organizations, NGOs, and what have you. So the floor is
first
yours.
of all, today,
Daddy Freeze, go and Google.
Not even today. A company
Seriously.
I'm looking for the right English. Winded up. I'm not sure. You know English better than me. Was closed. A company. And that company is called Salvation Proclaimers Limited. If you see the documents that they're sharing around, it's called the Limited Company. Now, this is a limited company that we don't even want to use anymore. So you were the first one to tell me today that it's in the news. So we're thinking, what does this even mean? Like, it's a senseless news. It must.
Guys, this video here was the very first day that it dropped that Charity Commission shut down SPAC Nation before they released their official findings. At this stage, it just dropped. And this guy, what's his name? Freeze, was trying to contact him. Hey, what is this I'm hearing? Toby's trying to he's pretending here that, oh, what's the big issue? This is not a problem. It's nothing, you know. Huh? It's just, please just listen to just
earlier on today in the morning, someone forwarded it to me.
But Afro,
okay, go on.
He's saying Salvation Proclaimers, whatever limited, is what they're talking about. But that is SPAC Nation.
Yes.
He's saying this is a limited company that we don't even want to use. But that is SPAC Nation. Why did he call it Salvation Proclaimers, whatever limited, instead of SPAC Nation? He's trying to give the impression as if, you know, this is a company they had that was lying dormant, that they were not using and they don't care about.
Exactly. That's what
this guy is a charlatan.
But it's frustrating because it's just not working. It's just not. It's not giving what he wants it to give. Anyway, let's listen to him.
And you were like, it's really nothing. But then earlier on today in the morning, someone forwarded it to me, and I took a screenshot and sent to you. And you were like, it's really nothing. But then it started going all over the blogs and everything. So please, what exactly is going on? I'm not particularly familiar with UK laws. So can you please explain what happened and what is going on? Because some people said, some people are saying that please, you go and greet your friend in prison. I'm like, prison. I mean, a lot of time kids to go to the prisons, you know. So first of all, explain what this means in UK terms to us lay people in Nigeria who do not have an understanding of what the UK law entails, especially with regards to charities and what do they call these kind of organizations? These charitable organizations, NGOs, and what have you. So the floor is yours.
First of all, today a company was on the 7th of June, not even today. A company was, I'm looking for the right English, winded up. I'm not sure. You know English better than me. Was closed, a company, and that company is called Salvation Proclaimers Limited. If you see the documents that they're sharing around, it's called the limited company. Now, this is a limited company that we don't even want to use anymore. So you were the first one to tell me today that it's in the news. So we're thinking, what does this even mean? Like, it's a senseless news. It must be Africans and people who want to say it down for, that want to encourage or push that kind of news. It's a limited company. We don't want to use it.
It's Africans, though. Vessel. It's the Africans. The Africans are the ones pushing the news.
This man.
For the company they didn't want to use anymore. Guys, I'm going to take it back because this thing is...
This guy is infuriating. He is infuriating.
The narcissism, it is on a very grand scale with this guy. Very grand scale. All right.
In terms to us lay people in Nigeria who do not have an understanding of what the UK law entails, especially with regards to charities and what do they call these kind of organizations? These charitable organizations, NGOs, and what have you. So the floor is yours.
First of all, today a company was on the 7th of June, not even today. A company was, I'm looking for the right English, winded up. I'm not sure. You know English better than me. Was closed, a company, and that company is called Salvation Proclaimers Limited. If you see the documents that they're sharing around, it's called the limited company. Now, this is a limited company that we don't even want to use anymore. So you were the first one to tell me today that it's in the news. So we're thinking, what does this even mean? Like, it's a senseless news. It must be Africans and people who want to say it down for, that want to encourage or push that kind of news. It's a limited company. We don't want to use it. We shouldn't be using it. So I said, I don't want it. So they said we should declare XYZ, and we said, no, we're not declaring for that company. It makes no sense. So either you want to call it UK law or common sense law.
You don't want to declare
we
what?
Don't want.
Sorry, guys, I'm sorry.
I'm looking for the right English. Winded up. I'm not sure. You know English better than me. It was closed, a company. And that company is called Salvation Proclaimers Limited. If you see the documents that they're sharing around, it's called the limited company. Now, this is a limited company that we don't even want to use anymore. So you were the first one to tell me today that it's in the news. So we're thinking, what does this even mean? Like, it's a senseless news. It must be Africans and people who want to say it down for, that want to encourage or push that kind of news. It's a limited company. We don't want to use it. We shouldn't be using it. So I said, I don't want it. So they said we should declare XYZ. I said, no, we're not declaring for that company. It makes no sense.
Wait. They said we should be declaring. But we said we don't want to be declaring for that company.
Afro, but hang on, his name is not appearing on any of the company documents. Who is he to speak on behalf of this limited company that is not even registered in his name, that doesn't even show any, he's got nothing to do. He's not listed on the. What is he doing? This guy is a train wreck.
It's his
One
brother.
minute, I don't work, I'm supported by my wife. The next minute, oh, this is a limited company that we didn't want to use. What is it, Toby? Choose a lie and stick to it.
Doing business.
Exactly.
He shouldn't be doing business. He shouldn't be talking about registering companies. Talking about company we didn't want to use.
Pick a lie and stick to it. And write down your lies so that you can remember them. This is disgusting.
You know something? This guy has completely given himself away. You know, when the government are looking to see whether did he overstay his visa or not, I'm just saying no, right? In trying to make that decision, okay, if he's an overstayer, what did he do in the meantime, considering he's not allowed to open businesses? He's not allowed to, what did he do with his time? I hope you guys can see that this guy was dealing in business. He was talking about trading, talking about we open businesses for people, right? We give them money. Listen, we give them money to open business.
And Afro,
he just
being a legal immigrant, right? Is he even allowed to pastor a church? Is that allowed? Does he have the qualifications to be a pastor? This guy keeps digging holes for himself. And when he falls into the holes, he wants to blame Africans. He wants to blame people of other religions.
He wants to blame the government,
racism.
blame the police, blame.
He is never at fault. He doesn't
else except himself.
Exactly. This guy. He's so infuriating. The way he's so.
You know something? Is this guy listening to him? This person listening to him. When it comes to Toby, that the freeze go they do like mumu. We'll be doing When it gets to Toby, that the freeze's logical reasoning thrown out the window. That the freeze cannot think logically again. That the freeze becomes very dense when it is Toby. But we know why. Because that the freeze has been benefiting from the money as well. That's this money that they are talking about here and there. Where does Daddy Freeze think that they get the money to do 11-11? Daddy Freeze, you come every year to come and do 11-11. Where do you think they're getting the money from? You people, you will finally put yourselves in some big shit. Don't worry. But we'll be here to see next 11-11. Daddy Freeze, you're going to come, right? You're going to come. All right, then. Guys, that if you don't know Daddy Freeze, he antagonizes, he criticizes other men of God. He's got the right message according to Christ. When it comes to others, he's ready to criticize them. But when it comes to this guy, his friend, no. And they're both from the same place. He says they're both Ibadan boys. So when it comes to Ibadan boys, we don't do anything. We have to just, I know I need to hear this guy. I'm sorry. Please, let's just hear him again. I beg, please.
And I took a screenshot and sent to you. And you were like, it's really nothing. But then it started going all over the blogs and everything. So please, what exactly is going on? I'm not particularly familiar with UK laws. So can you please explain what happened and what is going on? Because some people said, some people are saying that please don't go and greet your friend in prison. I'm like, prison. I mean, a lot of kids go to the prisons, you know. So first of all, explain what this means in UK terms to us lay people in Nigeria who do not have an understanding of what the UK law entails, especially with regards to charities and what do they call these kind of organizations? These charitable organizations, NGOs, and what have you. So the floor is yours.
First of all, today a company was on the 7th of June, not even today. A company was, I'm looking for the right English, winded up. I'm not sure. You know English better than me. Was closed. A company, and that company is called Salvation Proclaimers Limited. If you see the documents that they're sharing around, it's called the limited company. Now, this is a limited company that we don't even want to use anymore. So you were the first one to tell me today that
we don't
it's
want
in the news.
to use,
so we're thinking,
we are
what does this
using
even
it.
mean? Like it's a senseless news. It must be Africans and people who want to say it down for that want to encourage or push that kind of news. It's a limited company. We don't want to use it. We shouldn't be using it. So I said, I don't want it. So they said we should declare XYZ, and we said, no, we're not declaring for that company. It makes no sense. So either you want to call it UK law or common sense law. We don't want to use that company. It's as simple as that.
Okay, quick question. I'm going to try to keep this live as short as possible. Why don't you want to use the company and the 1.9 million pounds that a lot of bloggers and newspapers are referring to?
Okay, so fine. What is 1.9? So that's what I'm reading the report myself, like reading it online. I'm thinking, what 1.9? We gave you guys receipt of 10 years. You have it. We are even more accountable because normally a church can say they are paying X amount of bill for their place. We use public places like Hilton, where you can't doctor a document. You can go and ask them. We use public places. We use stable places. So you can go and ask and say, how much did you guys pay in the rent for the place over the last 2 years? So we've never used anywhere.
I just need to say something about this. Him using Hilton, public places, whatever. If you approach organizations and say, listen, we are a charity. Here is our charity status. Would you please give us a good rate for the use of your conference hall, whatever? Some of the companies may say, oh, since you're a charity organization, use it for free. Some say, do you know what? We normally rent it out for £200, but you can have it for 50.
Right. Give them a discount.
A huge discount.
Yeah.
Sometimes even 90% off. Sometimes they just tell you, do you know what? Just pay £50 for our admin costs. So this guy, he's talking to people who don't know.
You said it accurately earlier on. You said he's stealing from himself, right? Because if you are a registered charity, the benefits that you can get, but you are shortchanging yourself because you don't want to use it. This is what he said. We don't want to use it. We don't want to use it. All right. Sorry, because we were talking about that. Let me take this back slightly. All right, go on.
We don't want to use that company. It's as simple as that.
Okay, quick question. I'm going to try to keep this live as short as possible. Why don't you want to use the company and the 1.9 million pounds that a lot of bloggers and newspapers are referring to?
So fine. What is 1.9? So that's what I'm reading the report myself, like reading it online. I'm thinking, what 1.9? We gave you guys receipt of 10 years. You have it. We are even more accountable because normally a church can say they are paying X amount of bill for their place. We use public places like Hilton, where you can't doctor a document. You can go and ask them. We use public places. We use stable places. So you can go and ask and say, how much did you guys pay in the rent for the place over the last 2 years? So we've never used anywhere that is close to people. It's a place the government can ask in a minute. So when they would wink Nigerians, especially, or media, we understand how media works. They will say government. What's government? What's government's business with church? Doesn't mean it. So the 1 point, whatever they are mentioning, they are saying, if you read the document where they said transparency. So our lawyers did tell us that we should at least, for that company, we should at least declare something. And we said, no, we don't want to be declaring. We don't want to use Salvation Proclaimers Limited anymore. It's as simple
Your
as that.
lawyers told you to
So if you
declare
go check your
something.
date, and I don't know what they will do with that afterwards, let me be clear. If you go check your date, the Charity Commission, let me tell you something. When the church registers here, so that no UK church is lying to you, when they register here, the only reason, major reason why they have charity registration most times, the major reason is when people give 1 penny or £1 as offering or tithe, they will go back and take 20p on every pound.
So the government,
The government will give them.
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
Yes,
so,
it's
okay,
true.
So,
It is true. It
for
is
instance,
true.
imagine I have 10 people in my
No,
church.
if you're not mixing it up with gift aid, Afro.
Yes, that's gift aid.
Naira. So from 10,
Yeah, but he's saying he's not saying gift
naira.
aid.
What does
He is saying that the government take 20 pence.
Let me mute this. No. He's saying that the government gives to the church.
The way I heard it is that the government is taking 20p out of every £1 donated to them.
No.
That's how I've heard it.
No. What he's saying is that the government gives churches. Listen, this guy is clever. He's trying to make freeze and everyone listening that, look, he's trying to make them understand that, look, churches benefit from this 22 pence or 20 pence. But we are SPAC Nation and we don't benefit. We are not interested in 22 pence. We are, we can do our own thing. We're independent. Yeah, the government gives them, but we are not interested. This is what he's trying to say, Vessel.
Okay.
I will take it back. And there's a reason why I need to take it so that you can see where he's leading with this line of conversation he's doing. So
anymore. It's as simple as that. So if you go check your date, and I don't know what they will do with that afterwards, let me be clear. If you go check your date, the Charity Commission, let me tell you something. When the church registers here, so that no UK church is lying to you, when they register here, the only reason, major reason why they have charity registration most times, the major reason is when people give 1 penny or £1 as offering or tithe, they will go back and take 20p on every pound.
So the government,
the government will give them. Yes.
Oh, so okay, so for instance, imagine I have 10 people in my church. I'm trying to break it down, and each of them earns 100,000 naira each. They are tithe 10,000 naira. So from 10, the tithe now becomes 100,000 naira. What does the
so on that 100,000, they will now give you 20p on every pound or on every naira.
So that means the government will now give you 20,000 naira.
So that's what they do. However, in our own case, we don't take tithe or offering. So we're not entitled to that. We don't claim it.
Okay, so you neither collect tithe nor offering.
Yeah, because we can't then go and claim it. So the old charity registration and everything is useless to us. It doesn't help us. Do you understand that? It doesn't help us. So because for those who claim it, it helps them. It's an income, but we don't. So what we've been saying is, why do we even have to deal with charity? It's just endless headache. And so we know that at the end of the day, when we start registering from this, it will be something. Because we don't go and ask any church in the UK before they all start talking. It's their tithe and offering, and their tithe and offering dwindling. They get 20p. What do I need 20p for? Really, as in, you're going to look at a church like SPAC Nation, and what you want to hold us for really is 1.8. Really? 1.8 million.
Yes, I understand it now.
Okay. Please, it's an insult. It's an insult of all shades of insult. But that's the way the system works. We're just saying.
Toby, you are insulting yourself. You are insulting your church. You are insulting the government. Because listen, I've not known anyone who can benefit. This is the government saying, okay, as a charity, we are helping you in return. It's like a relief system for charities. Okay, we recognize you're doing this work, and here's our own contribution to what you are doing. This is the government helping the charities. It is your right as a charitable organization. It is your right, so long as you can show the income. Right? You need to be able to claim that money from the government. You need to be very accurate with your documentation. Look, I know somebody, Vessel. my family member worked as a secretary in a church. Yeah. And for 2 years or 3 years, they had not collected that money from the government. So they came together, put documents together, documents together, and they, applied to say, look, this is, Vessel, do you know how much they got back from the government?
Oh, how much?
£27,000.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, £27,000. Because over how many years they've not. So that money it goes along with a lot of churches. They look forward. This is why you see them. A lot of these pastors come and they have churches here in the UK because of the tax benefits, because of that returns. So on top of the tithe and offering that they're getting, yeah, then they get money from the government as well. But Tobi is here, sitting here and saying, we don't want that. We are bigger than that. It says, what am I going to do with 22 pence? This Olodo does not know that the 22 pence adds up.
But not just that, Afro. He's making it about him. He is making it about him. It's not about him. A charity is supposed to help people in need. It's about the people. So that 20 pence, it can change someone's life, literally. But this guy, he doesn't think.
He's talking to Freeze now. Don't forget, by this time, nobody knew that he was an illegal immigrant, right? So at this time, he's trying to prove that it's his company. He's the one in charge. He's the one at the top, right? But come to find out, he doesn't even, his name is not on anything. Why? He's an illegal immigrant. Illegal immigrant. It's Tobi. Let's finish this one and then I will show you the real reason why SPAC Nation was shut down.
Saying we don't want that registration anymore. We've never taken tax return. We've never taken nothing from them. And that's why the judge,
and you are entitled to this tax return. Are you entitled to this tax return?
A company is entitled to it. But you see that limited that they are calling SPAC Nation now, that SPAC has been closed down. Yeah, that one have been declaring. When if it's financial, people, it's not a news thing. They pick people up. It's nonsense. They also know, but it's good news in court for those who have been attacking SPAC because they just need something. Where as the company, someone is saying, because people claim to know laws that they don't know. As a company, should we have been paying, we would have then taken tax return. But we didn't declare, we've never taken tax return before. So I'm saying this publicly. If they have the gut or liver, they should come and then pick us if we've done anything wrong. So they want to scapegoat. We are the leading judge here. Yeah, black people. You want to scapegoat. We get you. You wind up the company. But for us, we are saying that you're removing a burden from our neck. Even charity registration, you're removing a burden. So someone says, so why did you register in the first place? Let me educate your ignorant mind. Normally, when you want to open a charity, when you want to open a charity, you start with a company. You first open a company, then you proceed to open charity. So, but you see, my own first, when we spoke this morning, my issue was, I even thought it was that company that was shut down. So speaking to the lawyer, they said, no, the company they shut down is the company you don't even use or want to use. You told us you don't want it anymore. So I said, okay, like it means nothing to us. On this Sunday, we're still going to be gathered in London, 62,000 young people gathered, because our charity name is SP Ministries, is functional, is our charity name. We have more than 20, 30 charities. And for the first time, sorry, sir, I'm saying this for the first time. No, I'm saying this to you live. For the first time, they found a church, a black church, that can produce 10 years receipt. I'm sorry.
Oh,
10 years. But the church is not the issue. It's the limited company, guys.
If he wanted to shut the company down, why didn't he follow the due process of shutting the company down? Why did he have to wait for Charity Commission to recommend it, to recommend for it to be shut down? If he didn't want to use the company and he was fed up and he was tired, why didn't he just write the company's house and say, listen, we want to close this company? Why wait for Charity Commission to find out all these things and decide that, you know what, we're shutting the company? All of a sudden, because Charity Commission said it should be shut down, you're now saying we don't even want to use it. We don't need it. This guy thinks he's talking to 5-year-olds.
He thinks he's slick.
He's not slick.
Look at him. That's there. Like
he's not slick. He's very sticky. He is very sticky, and all his lies are sticking to him.
This is somebody's pastor, someone's husband. Somebody will stand up and say, me too, that's my husband. Lying through his teeth like these lies. Let's see what some of you are commenting. Let's see. What are your comments? How are they 20p when he's keeping cash? When he's keeping cash and not providing records to the government. That's the thing. They would not be able. And the only reason, Toby, why you guys are not declaring, the only reason why you're not declaring is because you guys are thieves. You are not prepared to show the government where you're getting all these monies and how much you're getting. You guys are a bunch of thieves. You guys are thieves. No government takes 2%, but charity gives them 20% per donation. But this is what happens to him for not registering in his name. It's not about not registering in his name. I think it was his brother at the top, and then there were all these other the board of trustees. Every one of them, their names now. If you go and type their names on their names will always come up on the SPAC Nation, and it being insolvent, and they not their name basically is blacklisted. The board of directors and the main guy himself, the CEO, and who else? The other people that their names were involved.
Yeah, they've been banned from opening or running charities.
Which one?
Is it for 10 years or something?
Banned? Who was banned?
The people that were listed on there. I don't know who exactly it was, but the people, I think it was the trustees. All the people that Toby put as fronts. They can't operate any charities. I think for the next 10 years or something like that. Or for life, I'm not sure.
Blacklisted.
Yeah.
Completely blacklisted.
While he walks away with a clean slate. Because he put other people in front.
He walks away unscathed. But the thing is, would it not have been better for them to declare? Would it not have been better? Save yourself the hassle and declare. That way,
how could they declare the money raised from bleeding for seed? How would they declare that? How would they declare the money they were taking from children whose names they used to open all these companies and then applied for loans? Because the loan, yes.
Vessel, that's the thing. Toby's daft. They don't have to say how the monies were gotten by the people. They just need to document so and so person gave us so and so money. Do you understand? It's not for them to. You don't go to Charity Commission and say, "Oh, this person bled for seed to give us this 1p." You know, no. It's the showing the. I don't know, guys. Anybody who's done this before can be able to help. It's your income. They want to see, okay, that the people were giving you the money, maybe through their bank accounts or a checkbook or whatever. It's not about how the person who made the money made it. No.
But he said something, Afro. He said perhaps they were thinking that drug dealers were bringing money into the church. Why would his mind go in that direction? Why would he think of saying something like that out of the blue? Charity Commission doesn't know your church members.
No, they don't. They do not.
But clearly, something is wrong somewhere because you've got all this £1 million that you spent but you can't account for how you got it. That's fishy. That's money laundering right there.
Tobi
Why
said,
did you not declare it if it was clean money? No, sorry, go on.
Tobi said he sat in a panel of 7 judges. When you look at the document, there were only 2 judges. Why does this guy feel the need to just constantly lie and lie and lie? And let's see, Tales of the Motherland, hello, said more grace, ladies. I'm enjoying the analysis. Thank you. All the many lies that this guy has told. Okay, now let's do something, and we're going to finish. We're going to be done here. Okay. So if we do this, presents, stop screen, presents, share screen, Windows. Okay, so let's go and look at 1 second. Let me take off this. Okay, so this right here, highlighted in pink, is the Home Office Tribunal, right? The Home Office Tribunal document online. This is what was produced to the judges that were to determine whether Tobi should be deported or not. So, Home Office and Charity Commission, which these people have requested this document from the Home Office. Sorry, from the Charity Commission. Tobi Adegboyega, they said they should go and bring 1 letter. The letter, they refused to bring the letter. They said, oh, take videos instead. They started sending videos of Tobi's good works and all these things. But no, this right here is what was written in the thing. And this is the real reason why Tobi's SPAC Nation was shut down. So, apparently, this report was published on the 22nd of August 2024. It does not mention Tobi personally. Wait, let me see. Can I increase this? Increase the... okay. So, it does not mention Tobi personally. So, these are the central findings as summarized as follows. The commission concluded that there had been serious misconduct and or mismanagement in the administration. Vesu, do you want to read this for me? Let me go to the toilet, please.
Okay.
Wait, I might need to...
Oh, you make it a bit bigger.
Bigger or smaller? Oh, I wish you could. I wish you could.
I could scroll down, right? No, slightly smaller. Slightly smaller, maybe.
How is that?
Yeah, it's okay, but slightly smaller again. Let me see the whole of the 3rd paragraph, but I think you'll be... Oh, it's too small now. I think you'll be back by then anyway.
This one? How about this?
I think that's okay.
Okay. Oh, you just... Oh, you want to just give me 2 minutes?
No, I'll read. It's okay.
All right, cool. I'll be back.
All right. The commission concluded that there had been serious misconduct and or mismanagement in the administration of the charity, which was sustained over a substantial period of time. The trustees failed to act with reasonable care and skill, including while the statutory inquiry was open. The trustees repeatedly failed to address the Commission's regulatory concerns, in particular in relation to its operating in cash. The charity's safeguarding practices were inadequate. For example, there was a lack of trustee oversight and reporting, which placed the charity's beneficiaries at risk. The charity did not investigate the one safeguarding complaint it received directly and attempted unsuccessfully to engage with those making allegations in the media. However, particularly given the nature of the concerns raised in the media, the trustees should have considered if they could do more to strengthen the charity's safeguarding practices and compliance with its policies and procedures. The way in which the charity operated was highly unusual and placed its charitable assets, including its reputation, at considerable risk. The charity's financial record keeping was inadequate, including for payments that could have posed a reputational risk to the charity. I wonder what kind of payments those are. Guys, it says the charity's financial record keeping was inadequate, including for payments that could have posed a reputational risk to the charity. What payments were those, Afro? Hey, my mind is running.
Wait, hold on. Say that again. The way in which the charity operated was highly unusual.
The charity's financial record keeping was inadequate, including for payments that could have posed a reputational risk to the charity.
Ooh.
My mind is racing right now.
Reputational risk.
What were they doing with the money?
Reputational risk. What could that be?
They have whatever receipts that Tobi's saying they gave them. Some of them are payments that could have posed a reputational risk to the charity. Right. The trustees failed to discharge their trustee duties under charity law and their director duties under company law, which resulted in the insolvency service applying for a petition for a public interest winding up, which was granted. The charity had been mismanaged to such an extent that another regulator had to take steps to wind it up.
Not that regulator.
But it says for a public interest winding up. Hey!
Tobi.
Hey.
Tobi can lie all he wants. He can say all the story that he wants. Guess what? This thing is online. You can go and check it out yourself. It's right there. And this is the beauty about operating in the UK. I hope you realize if this was in Nigeria, you will never see any of this at all.
But Afro, he said that they were funding small companies. Where was the money coming from to fund these small companies? Hopefully not the charity money being taken to fund small companies. No.
Tobi's daft.
Those 140 companies that he claims to have.
He doesn't think that far. 1 minute, Tobi will tell you that he was a millionaire before he started doing pastoring, but that church happened is what he would tell you. This is why he's no longer a millionaire, right? The same man will turn around and say, the same person will turn around and say, "Oh, I was a kitchen porter. I was
Tobi is one lucky individual. He's one lucky criminal.
SOB.
Who was Tobi? I would keep quiet and hide myself under a rock. Because just me and you talking, look at how much we have managed to uncover. Imagine if we had the powers to enforce an arrest warrant or to jail this individual with what we've just uncovered tonight, and based on what he has said.
This is why people need to sign the petition, because there is enough. The police were lazy. The police like I said earlier on, is it possible to request the documentation that was sent? You know what? What am I even saying? Is it possible
We
to
can do a
request?
public inquiry. What do you call it? Not a public
Subject
inquiry.
access request?
No, not that one. I said it the other day.
Yeah, you did. You
I
said
said it the other day. So a subject request. No. There's a special, and they will give us the documents. We need to apply for that, and we need to do a live stream as we go through those documents. All of them.
I tell you what,
because this Toby guy, he doesn't make sense. How do you where did you get the funding to open those 140 companies? And it better not have come from the charity, because if you're going to take charity money to open businesses, who authorized you to do that? And why haven't these businesses paid the charity back?
Vessel.
Where did the money come from and how did it move?
Before we do anything, there's something I want to show. But before we do that, let's see. Okay. Toby keeps saying, nowhere in the paper does it say fraud. Nowhere in the paper does it say fraud. Look at it. For the respondent, we were provided with 2 additional articles about SPAC Nation. The BBC and Independent both reported in June 2022 that various former members of the church had alleged financial exploitation and fraud. Accusations taken up by Steve Reid MP in Parliament, but the Metropolitan Police had dropped the investigation. The Insolvency Service had found no accounting records which could support the church's claim. The church's claimed 1.87 million in expenditure, and its chief investigator had concluded that the church was operating a lack of transparency, which has resulted in the So now there is allegations of fraud, and if you see here, Steve Reid, this is why I'm saying we might be able to go and check it out ourselves, right? So what I'm going to do, hold on. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this off, take this one off. Let's see, let's remove this one. Actually, 1 second. How do I do it again?
Yeah, it's a freedom of information request.
Okay, freedom of information request. Right, so this is Parliament, right? You know, you can go to the Parliament thingy to go and see. So this is Steve Reid's page, right, where he debated on Wednesday, the 8th of January 2020, in the House of Commons. Motion made and question proposed that this House do now adjourn. Anyway, I can't understand most of what the now, let me see. Can we download this text? Let's see. I'm grateful for the opportunity to raise this important and alarming issue this evening, and I am grateful to colleagues who have stayed late to be present during this debate. SPAC Nation is an organization that has been in the news recently, and I start by expressing my gratitude to Nadine White and Emma Yale at HuffPost, who carried out some extraordinary investigative journalism to bring the matter to light, to Greg Mackenzie and the excellent BBC Panorama team for their work, and to many others working in the media and in the press. When I first became aware of SPAC Nation, I thought, as many have done, that it was just another church. I started to think differently when one of their leaders stood as the Conservative candidate in a Croydon Council by election. There is nothing wrong with a young church leader standing for election, of course, but it was odd to find hundreds of young members of this so-called church shouting abuse at other parties' canvassers, shouting obscenities at the council leader, and intimidating voters at their own doorstep, including by videoing them. When I tweeted my concern about this unchurch-like behavior, I was inundated with emails and phone calls from young people and their parents, making alarming allegations about SPAC Nation. I took a full 2 days to phone them all back And from that, I was able to piece together what was really going on inside this organization. I am convinced that SPAC Nation is a cult. It advertises events targeted mainly at young Black people in poorer parts of London. It offers free food or free bowling sessions to attract young. 1 second, where's my thing? Okay, to attract young people to come along. The young leaders vet the young people who turn up and then target those who appear to be more susceptible. They befriend these particular young people and invite them to further functions and events, including dinners. One of the organization's leaders will start phoning them, sometimes several times a day. They are then given lifts by that individual to meetings. Then what appears to be brainwashing starts. They are told that if their life is unsuccessful, if their family is poor, that it is because they are not giving enough money to God. They call it seed. If you seed to God as much as you can lay your hands on, you will be rich. This is the message they try to pump into these young people's heads. The organization's leaders display extraordinary wealth. They drive cars worth hundreds of thousands of pounds. They wear Rolex watches, expensive designer suits, and they live in multi-million pound properties. All of this way beyond the experience of the young people that they are targeting. They tell these vulnerable young people that they became rich by giving seed to God and tell them that they can have the same. But first, they have to give, and by any means possible. Some young people are encouraged to break links with their families and move into properties rented by the organization's leaders. They call them trap houses, the term used for drug dens in the United States. A woman leader of this organization running one of these trap houses where young girls were placed has 27 convictions for serious fraud. No vulnerable child should be allowed anywhere near her. Once in these houses, the control and coercion becomes far more insidious. One young victim told me they had prayer sessions, which she describes as brainwashing, for up to 8 hours a day. But the emphasis was not on God or spirituality, it was on wealth and money and the need to cede to God in order to get rich. Once the organization has control of the young person's mind, it pressures them into making fraudulent personal loan applications so that they can hand the money to the organization's leaders. They are pressured into setting up fake businesses so they can apply fraudulently for business loans. The so-called pastors show the young recruits how to fill in the application form with false information. In some cases, they fill in the forms for the young person simply to sign. In at least one case, an application was made in a young person's name without their knowledge or awareness. So this is Siobhan McDonough. Anyway, one on SPAC Nation and the financial implications of some of its dealings. My honorable friend will be aware of the case of the late Mrs. Osinlaru, who seemed to have obtained a 150,000 secured loan on her house. Tragically, she passed away, leaving her 2 young adult daughters and 13-year-old son in the house, unaware of this control over it. The house was later repossessed and a bailiff's warrant secured, but that was stopped only because of the presence of the young 13-year-old son. That family risked losing their home and becoming homeless because of a loan they didn't know about. And their mom has passed away. I have written to the church and it has admitted that it was involved in securing or helping to secure that loan. Does that give my honorable friend further cause for concern? So Mr. Reed responds, I'm grateful to my honorable friend for raising yet another alarming case of what appears to be a form of fraud and deception perpetrated on a family who had just lost their mother. It seems to have been deliberately intended to disinherit her children. Check. There are many ways in which the leaders of this organization appear to be perpetrating fraud in order to enrich themselves. I have spoken to young people who sickeningly, were taken to private clinics to sell their blood, with a so-called pastor pretending to be their parent in order to sign consent forms. I have spoken to young people who were coached to commit benefit fraud. I have met students. I have also spoken to their parents who were coerced into handing over their entire student loans before being taken to banks to raise further money through personal loans. So they lost their ability to continue in education and ended up in serious debt. Hey, goodness. Goodness. Tragically, where criminal exploitation is taking place, there is also often sexual exploitation. One young woman told me that she was 16 when she moved into a trap house, and in her words, everyone was having sex with everyone else. It was disgusting. I asked her to clarify whether she meant older pastors having sex with younger girls, and she said yes. Are you people still there? First of all, are you still there?
I'm here. I'm here. I'm waiting to give my 2 cents as usual.
First of this, what I am reading, everyone, this is House of Commons papers. This is government documents, because the government have to be transparent with what goes on in their place over there. This is online for everybody to see. So it's not like I'm making anything up. Nobody's adding, nobody's taking anything away. And Tobi Adegboyega, if any of these people, it's been how many years now? 4 or 5 years? If any of these people were lying against you, imagine if the Charity Commission would Vessel now, if Charity Commission lied against you, Vessel, what would you do?
I would sue them. I would sue them. I would go after them and sue them.
Assets. Hey, you will get the best lawyer in town. And go and sue them. So Tobi, if what these people have said about you, Steve Reed, can you imagine? If what Steve Reed said about you was false, that's a whole government official. That is money. You don't even need to go and be begging for a seat. So everyone, guys.
Why didn't he challenge it? Why didn't he challenge?
That's a good question.
In that report.
And guys, this is why in this church, everything is smoke and mirrors, right? Because they will make you think that they've got all this money. They'll make these people think that, we're doing so well and everything. It's all a lie. Tobi tells you that he's sponsoring kids to university, Oxford. And no way. Some of these people that he's telling you that they're in school, they're not in school. They're not in school. They're in so much debt. There's one video where Tobi was telling them, it's in your debt that you can thrive and you can be happy. And because these people, they have given everything to Tobi. And I'm telling you, it's already, guys. I don't know if you guys remember the video that I played where Tobi said one of the pastors in the church was screaming only last week. One of the pastors, one of the leaders in the church was screaming down the church saying, nothing is working. All these companies, nothing is working. Remember that one?
Yes,
he said nothing is working. And then he was not saying to everyone, instead of saying nothing is working, we should be saying, okay, it is working, but we just need to do it differently. We just need to do things differently, but we should be saying it is working. Word of encouragement, word of wisdom. Okay.
But this report just shows another reason why he targeted young people, because they would have access to thousands of pounds when they receive their student loans and receive their what do you call them? What do you call them? The package that they get now to pay their rent and pay their, transport and their living expenses, because they get a package for that as well. So this is why they specifically targeted young people. The ones who had exhausted their funding would now go and bleed for seed. Right? The other ones with good credit will open companies and loans will be taken out in their names. This guy sat down and planned the whole thing. It didn't just happen overnight. This was a well thought out process. That, you know what can we do to make money? Okay, do you know what? These young kids, man. Yeah, we just get them. We just get them to come in. We'll go to the colleges, the universities, and recruit them. Tell them about all this. We'll get 1 or 2 gangsters. Mariam Mola, don't you know some guys that are on the street? Let them come to the church, and just, we just befriend everybody. We'll go to the council estates, with the cars and just put on a show. Let them come through. This was planned. This was premeditated evil workings of Tobi's mind. It's terrible, really. It's very, very, very bad.
It is. It is. Okay, let's, I think, reading this actually calls for its own live stream on its own, because there's a lot in here. Vessel, there is a lot. Universal credit. It's called universal credit. What's universal credit?
What is called universal credit? Because once you're in university and you're getting student finance, you don't qualify for universal credit.
Dennis Isaac, who are you talking
it's
about?
Called a that's what it's called. I remember what it's called. It's called a maintenance loan. That's what it's called. Maintenance loan, not universal credit. It's a maintenance loan that you now get. You use that to pay your rent. They give it to you every 3 or 4 months. You use it to pay your rent. You use it to buy your food, your transport, to live on, and everything. And then depending, yes, for students, because you get your student loan and then you get a maintenance loan, and then you get grants as well to help you along if you need supplies, books, and things like that. And then there's other grants from other charities and whatever that would then give you some extra money here and there. And then if you've got children as well, there's grants to help you with childcare. So these people knew that these young people, these people who are in universities and colleges, were receiving some sort of money, and they wanted their hands on it.
Of course they did. Of course they did. So fake prophet, let's see, Bishop who? Climate wise man, who is that? Not his real name, except the pregnancy of his staff. Climate wise man, who's that? Climate wise man, what's his name? Climate. Did you say climate? Wise man, what the hell? Climate wise man. Ooh. Oh my goodness. The COVID cure, preachers, church stripped of charitable status. A preacher who was exposed by the BBC for selling £91 divine plague protection kits as cure for COVID-19 has been sanctioned by the Charity Commission. Bishop Climate Wiseman of Kingdom Church, Camberwell, warned people they would drop dead if they did not buy the kits. Verse solo. Another one.
We'll do that one another day. Thank you for the heads up.
Look at
the guy so here. Many of them. There's so many of them. There's that other one from, what is it? Kingdom something, KGV? Kingdom something church, I think. Back in the day, he was arrested. He went to jail, right? Around 2004 for raping, right? And then he's released and he's gone back to preaching. He's gone back to running a church.
Oh, I remember that guy. He's half caste.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Now, who in their right minds will let somebody who's got a rape conviction be around vulnerable people? Because we know the church is where vulnerable people go for strength, for, encouragement, for guidance.
And his wife stuck by his
side. The guy is a convicted rapist.
His wife stuck by him, right?
Yes. He served his time. Now he's out, but he's back on the pulpit.
Of course. No, now he can, you see, now the story now, you see, will be, oh, I was a sinner. I was, committing this, I was doing that. And God arrested me. God made me go through all this. Today, I stand before you a changed man. I stand before you a reformed man. Oh, the Lord has changed me. The Lord has blessed me. The Lord has...
Afro, you need to put the harakasha bakakakakakikere kokoro show.
Yes. Tell me write his name down. Climate. Okay, Vessel, is Climate wise man? Is he still doing church or not? Just what do you think? Is he still church?
He's still doing it.
Apparently, he was convicted to. Let's see. He was convicted of fraud and given a 1-year suspended jail term last year.
Afro, at this rate, me and you, we may as well open a church. Afro.
He has been disqualified from being a charity trustee for 15 years. So, Tobi Adegboyega thinks that, because charity commission, but nobody is in jail now. So nobody can say we did fraud.
They said someone from a different religion to audit the. Tobi.
Tobi, you're not the only one. Don't worry. There are others like you, thieves and scammers.
Tobi's very lucky. He's very lucky. He should just sit down quietly in one corner and wait for deportation.
Vessel, this is not about him being lucky. His name was on nothing.
Oh, yes. That's another thing.
Tobi to anything. He was an illegal immigrant. So if they go and ask Tobi, what's your name? You say, you guys
do not have my name there.
I don't have papers.
You'll throw everyone else under the bus.
Vessel, I've seen a video where Tobi said his name is not on anything. His name is not. They did not see my name there or something like that. He said, I'll look for that video. Listen to this. Hey, he was disqualified from being a charity trustee for 15 years. The public rightly expects charities to be places of safety, which SPAC Nation was not. And this other person, said that trustee Bishop Climate Wiseman fell woefully short of that expectation when he scammed vulnerable people at the height of the pandemic. The Charity Commission acted robustly to investigate the charity and its governance and ultimately concluded that the Kingdom Church Great Britain should be wound up and removed from the charity register. No, we need to come back. See, there are even testimonies from people. No. We guys, we come back. We will come back.
We'll come back to this one.
Yes. Let's finish this one and then. So, I asked her to clarify whether she meant older pastors having sex with younger girls, and she said yes. In SPAC Nation. When the young woman complained to her pastor, she was taken to the organization's leader, Tobi Adegboyega, who told her that if she complained to the police, it would rebound on her because he was powerful and had friends in high places. He made that claim look real to these vulnerable young people by inviting politicians and senior police officers to his church services. He even met the Prime Minister in number 10 Downing Street. I believe all these people thought they were engaging with a church that helped vulnerable young people. But in reality, they were being used to intimidate young victims and prevent them from speaking out. SPAC Nation is not an organization that is getting people out of crime, as it claims. It is an organization that is criminalizing young people for its own ends. It operates right across London and has already expanded into other cities, including Birmingham and Leicester. I thank my honorable friend for securing this debate and raising what is clearly an important issue. Does he agree with what he has described is criminal activity and preying on the most vulnerable, and is essential that the government intervene and take action? I am grateful to my honorable friend for making that important point. I look forward to hearing what ministers have to say about how we can work constructively and collectively to tackle many of the problems and horrors that are associated with this organization. As I was saying, SPAC Nation started in London. It seems to have spread right across the city, and it is expanding into other cities, including Birmingham and Leicester. It has no fixed location. It does not have a home church, which makes it much harder for the authorities to track it. There is no home police unit keeping track of what it is doing. There is no local safeguarding board keeping track of the risks to young people. It holds its services in vast venues in many different boroughs and cities. I have reported to the police and safeguarding authorities every single allegation that has been made to me, but I am deeply worried that more has not been done to stop this organization from exploiting vulnerable young people. SPAC Nation claims to have up to 1,000 young people involved right now, and every one of these people and every one of those young people is at risk. It appears to have up to 15 trap houses scattered across London, and every young person inside those properties is at very serious risk. A teacher in North London told me that SPAC Nation had been recruiting schoolgirls outside the school gates. A youth worker in Croydon told me that it had been recruiting outside the youth center. SPAC Nation is targeting young people so that it can exploit them, and it is imperative that the organization is stopped. I have questions that I would like the minister to answer this evening, if possible. Anyway, guys, there's so much. There's so much. So this is why I'm baffled that the police, the man, I think there was photos of him going to the police with all the information that he had, everything. But of course, they chose to do nothing. Well, just we will have to come back. This is Vessel. Oh my goodness.
Yes, Afra.
What do you have to say? This is just too much.
Tobi is just something else. He is just something else. Honestly.
It's too much.
The guy probably planned this from Nigeria.
I don't think so. He was a 25-year-old boy now. Well, he's talking about a 25-year-old boy
in his father's house. No,
according to him, he was a 25-year-old boy. He can't be planning things from.
No, he said out of his own mouth that he used to hide girls. He used to trap girls in his father's house, hiding them under the bed. His father was not aware that there are girls hiding in his house. He said it himself. So when the father was about, you tell the girls to be quiet and to stay there and not move.
Really?
We watched the video.
That's true,
We
though.
watched
Yes,
it together.
we did. Yes. I showed the video. Yes, I did.
So, how long would those girls be in that house for?
And the fact
How
that he
long?
was so proud. Huh?
He was
The
proud
fact
of
that he
it.
was so proud to come and
Somebody who claims to have started preaching at 8 years old, and his father is a preacher and this and that, and then he just comes out with the fact that he was trafficking, because that is human trafficking. Right from Nigeria, he was doing this. So you can't tell me that he was a 25-year-old boy. He didn't know what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was doing. He came to the United Kingdom on a mission.
On a mission?
Yes. He had already thought all of this out. He had thought it through.
So. I actually don't think so. I think it's a chance thing. He just wanted to let me just get in there. Let me just get this guy. I don't know.
At which point do you think he decided to be this evil church leader?
He's always been evil.
Yeah, but the church leader part, when do you think that he decided to be that? Because that's why I'm saying that he everything was premeditated right from Nigeria. I'm going to go to England, and this is what I'm going to do. Those oversized clothes and little trolley.
Let me see if we can see this video here.
Please.
No, not that one. Not the one you. This is a different one.
In growth now, and compete in both. So there will never be a gathering again called SPAC Nation. Never again. But it's an entity that stays and stands. But there will be an entity called Power Base. There will be an entity called Elite. There will be an entity called Pulse. There will be an entity called Connect and COD. We've created 5 churches in one day. 5 is the number of grace. Take over the city and take Europe. I want you to be ready. We're about to pray in the spirit right now. You've competed in giving, compete in growth now, and compete in both. So there will never be a gathering again called SPAC Nation.
You see?
Never again. But it's an entity that stays and stands. But there will be an entity called Power Base. There will be an entity called...
Tobi, how far did that take you? There will never be an entity called SPAC Nation. But guess what? Tobi now is telling the people we are going back to the name SPAC Nation. They've tried to distance themselves from SPAC Nation. It's not happening. Everybody still calls them SPAC. So they now are deciding, okay, what's the worst that can happen? Huh? What's the worst? The worst that can happen has happened. We might as well just go back and claim our name. This was when he was trying to distance. Somebody in the comments said 5 streams of income. He's trying. This is when he was announcing the birth of 5 new churches. Tobi is a thief. 5 new churches. Right. Let's see. Oh, let me take off this comment. Sorry, guys. Right. This is another one. Have a look at this. Besu, look at this one.
And I don't think people understand what SPAC Nation is. It's too late for all those expectations. It's wrong. Oh, SPAC Nation is crumbling. Oh, No. This person was not, many people came after him ordained. He was not ordained because I was saying you can't do wrong and go back to wrong and expect good. So if the world wants to get into a frenzy, they need to remember this. Media didn't make us. As in, it's not like social media or what will Sky say, what will BBC say. It wouldn't mean a thing. And that's why, so those who receive those accolades, They are like the superstars, the musicians, the stuff. So when people spread all manner of nonsense, people will begin to withdraw. We're not, no, we give among ourselves. Yeah, we give among ourselves. We thrive among ourselves. How are you going to address the allegation? What allegation? Don't say, oh, why did a pastor tell someone to open an account and shut it down? Listen, I condemn that in the strongest terms. In the strongest terms. It makes no financial sense. It makes no sense at all. So any pastor who does that, yeah, is just silly. And that should not be done. It's as simple as that. And if anyone has followed us in truth, you would understand how much we give to the community. So nobody should, one, ask anybody open an account, let's take the money and shut it down. How long would you spend that money for? It doesn't make sense. So if somebody from within the nation, right, do you want to listen? If you want to listen, I'm saying, so the allegation is not against me. So I don't know who did, but if anyone does that, so that whole loan thing is like, I don't know what loan thing you're talking about, but whoever's done that, that's what I'm saying. I condemn it. So they're not talking about me. The person won't talk about me.
Of course, they're not talking
It's
about you.
wrong.
Vessel, you hear that? Vessel?
Yes, I heard it.
They're not talking about him. Yeah, because his name is not on anything.
No, he makes
Everybody
sure of
else.
that.
Eh?
He makes sure of that, Afro. That's what I'm saying. It's all premeditated. Maybe even him not having documents, that was planned. Because if he had documents, he would have his names on all these places and he would be behind bars or something.
Oh,
maybe.
Vessel.
I'm just saying maybe, because right now with Tobi, anything is possible. Anything is possible with that man.
Vessel, listen. If this man was given his British passport or whatever, look, he would have been rubbing it in people's faces. This man needs to get that document, Vessel. For his ego, he needs it. He needs it because it will be an embarrassment to find himself in Nigeria, a deported man. That's no.
I'm talking about the past, Afro, not now. I'm saying if he had it already from the past.
Mm-hmm. If he had it from the past. Not sure I understand. If he had it from
I'm
the
saying
past.
if he had already been granted it from years ago, he would have ended up behind bars. So if he had planned this out, and this is just me speculating, right? If he had planned this out, him not having documents actually was working for him. This is how he managed to get the Gucci, the Fendi, the whatever, and not get into trouble. The other people got into trouble, but not him, because his name wasn't on anything. But if he had documents, his name would have had to be on something. This man we're seeing right here doesn't even have a bank account.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't even have a driving license. He's got nothing. Nothing whatsoever.
Right, okay. Let me put the link here. That's the link to the petition, please. And yes, Dennis, we will look into. Is it Dennis? Who was the person? This person says, "Oh, I've been to Bishop Climate's to be then in Walworth. Oh goodness, very close to McDonald's Walworth Road, and 3 minutes from." These people are just they're everywhere. They're everywhere. They are everywhere. Wait, that Pastor Sam scolded the girl for budgeting her student loan. He was vexed and demanded she hand everything over to them and asked them for the things that she. Oh my goodness, Special Kali. Hey, Special Kali. Oh my goodness. I don't doubt Sam Akokai doing this. I don't doubt it because Sam Akokai, he too he has convictions for fraud and all these other things. So this is why Tobi gets the worst of the worst with him, because they are easy to throw under the bus. When it is time to throw anybody under the bus, just throw the ex-criminal under the bus. They've been through it before. They don't This Tobi guy. Let's see. Let's finish this. What Tobi saying?
That's what I'm saying. But should people join hands, take loan to build a good, viable business? Of course they should. Will business always go right? No, it wouldn't. So if a person defrauds a person, whoever is defrauded should take it up, report it, and make sure it's dealt with. What about beating up the 17-year-old in the trap house? I don't know who did that, but those things, so it's just doing this to bring the, I will address all this. No, I'm not
The
gonna
one we
say,
saw, Afro,
listen,
where
there's
the
no
pastor
father
was beating the
that
child with
Yes.
the belt.
start
Yes.
exposing his son.
Oh, can we watch that again, please?
No, there's no need. There's
Um,
too many scandals in the church.
where did
Maybe you should
you
look
find
within your
that
leadership.
video?
No, there is scandal in every church. And scandal, what the Bible says is this: for those of you who are believers, who just don't ride on the wave, of rumors, right? The Bible says to find out all truth.
Which one was that one? Okay, it was Pastor Enrique. It was Pastor Enrique. I think it was on the exposers video. Just hold on. Enrique. Right, okay, let's see. When Enrique was forming like he's a bad boy. Okay. Right. Okay, here we go.
To make sure that
After this
certain
one,
amount of people back
for tonight.
SPAC Nation, go and find someone, or these kids get trained to fool and manipulate other kids, so that when these kids come, Enrique can twist their mind up just to try and get something from them, whether it will be a loan or whether it will be something else. Whatever it is, that's what these young kids in the house that live in a trap house go through. These young kids in the trap house sometimes go days without eating, like feeding off scraps.
Wow.
They're very mistreated.
Hey.
And we saw a video of Enrique again with the young man, where the young man's explaining how he's known Enrique for a long period of time. You can clearly see on that video that he was forced to do it. Because like I said, this kid is very troubled. And this kid has openly admitted, he's told a lot of people that I know inside SPAC Nation that he's been mistreated so badly. He's left SPAC Nation so many times, but he just doesn't know where to go, and he has nowhere to go. So he always ends up returning there. If someone else can offer to support this kid financially and just give him an opportunity, this kid will run away from SPAC Nation because he's not happy in these trap houses. And this is what goes on inside those trap houses.
Like, untangle the people, man. It's too short. Yeah. Give you 100,
I was being mistreated.
So
and
that video
that I was being abused, and I'm the victim, which is not the case. But I've known personally.
So that video went out, and people. Now look at the damage control. The guy is talking about his experience. He's trying to say, oh no, it's not okay. It's not what it seems. Everything's okay. And meanwhile, the people who are supposed to be put into the world that this guy is well treated here, we respect him. You know, we were just having a joke about. Look at them. They're playing cards. They don't give a shit about the guy. Look at them. They just carry on playing their cards. Like, it's just, Tobi, you and your people, you guys are just the scum of the earth. Look at this, Tobi. Your people, they will do something, and when it comes to clean up the bad behavior, they will even make matters worse. So look, guys, this is okay. The boy that was being beaten, just look at
badly. He's left SPAC Nation so many times, but he just doesn't know where to go, and he has nowhere to go. So he always ends up returning there. If someone else can offer to support this kid financially and just give him an opportunity, this kid will run away from SPAC Nation because he's not happy in these trap houses. And this is what goes on inside those trap houses.
Like, untangle the people, man. It's too short. Yeah. Give you 100,
That I was being mistreated and that I was being abused and I'm the victim, which is not the case. But I've known Pastor Wike since 2014 going on 15 and he's helped me. Yeah, it's like your son, man.
So, hold on, it's like you don't feel comfortable speaking in front of everyone. Like, this is your family, as you know.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, just to be sure.
Everyone in this game is cheating. That's what I know. Everybody's cheating.
I'm intrigued about
This is called. You guys have been my family for a number of years.
You guys have been my family for a number of years, and none of them even stops to acknowledge that yes, we are a part of your family. Nothing. Look at them. They just carry on like, is someone talking? Is someone speaking? Did someone speak next to me? Did you hear anybody? No, I didn't hear anybody speaking. You just no. Can you imagine? So,
you guys have been my family for a number of years. When I was homeless, you gave me a place to stay. You paid for my education, my tuition, paid for my clothing for another month, fed me without asking for anything except for me just to listen to. And me being painted out as a victim or someone that's being mistreated is totally a lie. You can see by the video that I was smiling. Like, I have a good relationship with Pastor Wike, so this message that a pastor is abusing one of his members or grooming them to now take advantage of them is totally not true. Like, I'm living with them now. I've been living with them for a number of years, and the message that, yeah.
You just saw in that video, he's being whipped. Even though he's laughing, it's because he knows he's on camera, he's being filmed. So he doesn't want to look like he's being victimized. But this is what goes on. Kids get mistreated in these trap houses. They do anything wrong, one little thing wrong, they get whipped. They get kicked out of the houses. And this young man, like I mentioned, has been through a lot. He's been kicked out of other trap houses. He has left SPAC and come back only because he's very desperate. And I don't want to really put him out there too much, but you have to understand that it's not just a normal child that's just getting whipped and they're joking around with him. This is a child that's really, really, really been through a lot. He's going through a lot right now. And he's having to be filmed while he's getting whipped by this guy. And then they make him do a video just to try and clear up the allegation. Because I don't want the allegations or rumors of them abusing these young men in their trap houses. Because one thing we need to know is a lot of these young kids, some of them are even under 16, are living with these pastors. Mariam herself has said a 14-year-old is living in the house. So we know for a fact there's underage kids living in these houses. And there's a lot, some of the members they're living with are criminals, ex-convicts. Social service isn't aware that these people are looking after other people's kids without declaring anything, which is wrong. Because they need to be checked first before young kids can be living in their houses.
No business.
And this is what was going on at PT's house, where Connor had to leave PT's house because social services came to tell him he can't have any of ex-criminals living in the house with these kids. So PT had to kick out Connor along with a lot of the other pastors that was living with him at the time. He has moved houses. So a lot of the guys have gone back to living with him until social service manages to see where PT's living. But right now, his new location, his name isn't on it. So they're not going to find out where PT's living. So in terms of business, Enrique has a company online called Rick Styles Limited.
Well, guys. That's
also, I'm not going to let you go off that easily. You were going to tell us about that white boy that hangs around with Pastor Tobi on the last live, and I forgot to remind you.
I told you it was a funny one. I told you it was a funny one. Okay. All right, hold on, girl. I've got you. Now, of all the people in Tobi's church, this one is the funniest. The white boy's case is the funniest. Give me a second. Let me pull out the video. Oh, it was funny. Hold on. You already signed it? Thank you. Thank you so much. Dennis Isaac says, I already signed the petition 2 minutes ago. Thank you. You are. Thank you. You're saying thank you to me. You're welcome. And thank you to you as well. Okay. So this is the white boy, Vessel. Vessel says she's not going to let me go. Vessel says, not letting me go. All right. Now let's Vessel, you asked for it. Okay, here you go.
Welcome to the
Oh, sorry. Ooh, what did
exposure.
I do? What did I do? What did I do?
So today,
Sorry, I took the. Oh my God. Took it all the way back.
welcome to the exposure. So today we will be exposing SPAC Nation pastor and Pastor Tobi's bag carrier, Connor Callahan. So before Connor joined SPAC Nation, he was involved in a robbery and spent some time in jail. Everyone knows most of the SPAC Nation pastors were either involved in the street lives or took part in some sort of criminal activities, the majority of them. But with Connor, it was a strange situation, because Connor was accused of food robbery binge around Mitcham. So let's read the article from the Wimbledon Times about Connor. A 20-year-old man with an apparent penchant for fried food has been accused of a spate of junk food robberies around Mitcham. Connor Callahan of Meartham Road allegedly robbed 5 people of takeaways, for Chinese food to Domino pizzas and ice cream tubs. He is also accused of robbing people in Mitcham of 3 iPhones, a Samsung phone, shoes worth £759, £30 in cash, and a watch. All the alleged robberies took place last month. Appearing at Wimbledon Magistrates Court on Thursday, he was also accused of possessing a knife in Montgomery Close, Mitcham, on Friday, January 30th. He is accused of the following food robberies: Domino pizzas, 4 ice cream tubs, a soft drink worth £64 from Shaquille de la Menke at Cornwallis Court in Lambeth on Monday, February 2nd. Chinese food worth £27.20 belonging to Tom Hall in Shropshire Close in Mitcham on Tuesday, February 17th. Pizza, a burger, and chicken wings worth £23 belonging to Hassan Mohammed in Radnor Close in Mitcham on Wednesday, February 18th. 5 pizzas belonging to Najib Ibrahimi in Shropshire Close in Mitcham on Wednesday, February 25th. Chinese food worth £13.65 belonging to Sony Polhu in Shropshire Close in Mitcham on Saturday, February 28th. He is due to enter a plea at Kingston Crown Court on Wednesday, March 18th. Connor did do some time in jail, and once he left, he joined SPAC Nation. Connor, just like multiple SPAC Nation pastors, opened a business online just to get a business loan, and of course, the company was dissolved not long after. At SPAC Nation, Connor has allegedly scammed so many people due to pretending to own multiple businesses, where he would get members or people on the outside to invest into this business, where he will promise them a return on a monthly basis, and then will tell them not long after that the business has been dissolved, in order for him to avoid paying them back. He has done this for a long time. For a long time, Connor has wanted to walk away, and this is something he has told multiple people privately, but he cannot, due to the amount of scamming he has done to so many people, allegedly. Now, Connor is not respected amongst other senior pastors at SPAC Nation, because his real job as a SPAC pastor is to be Pastor Tobi's personal waiter, him and Daniel, and he is ranked below Daniel. As you can see in the video, Pastor Tobi is sitting around a table with all the senior pastors, and Connor has to be behind them because he has to wait until Pastor Tobi demands him to do something for him.
He brings Tobi
Connor's real job at
water
SPAC Nation
and
is Pastor Tobi's personal waiter. He will provide Pastor Tobi with his tea, with his jewelry. He will carry Pastor Tobi's bags everywhere. And that is really what Connor does for Pastor Tobi. Now, the only benefits of that is it allows Connor to pretend to the guys in the church that he is a close associate to Tobi, as if he has a higher role to play. It also allows him to pretend that he is a businessman so that he is able to scam other people, allegedly. It also allows him to pretend that he is important so that the ladies in the church can be impressed by that. Because Connor is known to also being a womanizer. The reality is, as much as Connor would love to leave SPAC Nation, he knows if he was to leave, he will be unable to almost live this fake lifestyle that he's living at SPAC Nation. Because he has given himself the persona of a rich, young, successful man, and that is not the truth. The reality is, he is Pastor Tobi's slave. This is the exposing of Connor.
My goodness.
Wait, no, it's this bit. No, you need to hear it again. The guy is a pizza thief. Wait, let's see.
Hey!
What did I do?
welcome to the exposer. So today we will be exposing SPAC Nation pastor and Pastor Tobi's bag carrier, Connor Callahan. So before Connor joined SPAC Nation, he was involved in a robbery and spent some time in jail. Everyone knows most of the SPAC Nation pastors were either involved in the street lives or took part in some sort of criminal activities, the majority of them. But with Connor, it was a strange situation, because Connor was accused of food robbery binge around Mitcham. So let's read the article from the Wimbledon Times about Connor. A 20-year-old man with an apparent penchant for fried food has been accused of a spate of junk food robberies around Mitcham. Connor Callahan of Neartham Road allegedly robbed 5 people of takeaways, from Chinese food to Domino pizzas and ice cream tubs. He is also accused of robbing people in Mitcham of 3 iPhones, a Samsung phone, shoes worth £759, £30 in cash, and a watch. All the alleged robberies took place last month. Appearing at Wimbledon Magistrates Court on Thursday, he was also accused of possessing a knife in Montgomery Close, Mitcham, on Friday, January 30th. He is accused of the following food robberies: Domino pizzas, 4 ice cream tubs, a soft drink worth £64 from Shaquille de la Menke at Cornwallis Court in Lambeth on Monday, February 2nd. Chinese food worth £27.20 belonging to Tom Hall in Shropshire Close in Mitcham on Tuesday, February 17th. Pizza, a burger, and chicken wings worth £23 belonging to Hassan Mohammed in Radnor Close in Mitcham on Wednesday, February 18th. 5 pizzas belonging to Najib Ibrahimi in Shropshire Close in Mitcham on Wednesday, February 25th. Chinese food worth £13.65 belonging to Sony Polhu in Shropshire Close in Mitcham on Saturday, February 28th. He is due to enter a plea at Kingston Crown Court on Wednesday, March 18th. Connor did do some time in jail, and once he left, he joined SPAC Nation. Connor, just like multiple SPAC Nation pastors, opened a business online just to get a business loan, and of course, the company was dissolved not long after. At SPAC Nation, Connor has allegedly scammed so many people.
Shay, you happy, Vessel?
What I don't get is, did he go on to continue robbing food even after he was ordained a pastor? Because there's a point where the exposer says this happened last month. As in,
most of the videos that exposer is, some of these were old videos just re-uploaded, so I don't know.
All right,
it's like
I'm not saying last month as in December, but at the time when the exposer did the video, he's saying he committed this last month. And then he's talking about previously when he came out of jail or came out of prison, he became a pastor at Tobi's church. So does that mean he still continued to rob food?
Russell, Tobi will tell you he's aware of the people having the past, having, a life of drugs, a life of but
these are the only people he saved though, Afro. He didn't save thousands of people the way he wants people to believe. He only saved those people serving in SPAC Nation as pastors. Well, saved in quotation marks, really.
Save them how now? How exactly has he saved them? How? Saving how? How do you save? How do you save a criminal?
Like I said, saved in quotation marks, because he didn't save nobody.
So this person, this Connor, right? It's clear he was hungry, needed food to eat. And now he's in SPAC Nation. The food thief is now in SPAC Nation. It's just, you can't make this up, guys. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. A butler and a page boy special Kali says, these are the kind of people that Tobi wants around him, you see. This is his page boy. I've been waiting to say page boy. Did someone say page? Yeah, page boy. Special Kali said a page boy. And let me tell you, it's a flex. For Tobi, this is a flex to show people that the whitey guy, now they serve me food, they serve me drink. You see them when Tobi's live, you see Connor will come bounce with himself, bringing Tobi tea to drink. It's a flex to say, oh, it's the whitey boy that is bringing me drinks in my establishment. I'm so that the white people are serving me. That's what we will be saying in the private now. He'll be using Connor as a flex. He'll be using Connor as a flex, definitely. Using the boy as a flex. But the boy himself, he knows exactly what is going on here. Connor knows exactly what's going on here. Connor is one of the people that uses. Anyway, well, guys, I'm gonna love and leave you all. There's another stream that I wanted to do very quickly, but I don't know if I'll be able to do it tonight. Vessel, are you tired?
No, go ahead.
Not now. I've got to shut this one down. I don't want them to be something completely different. But it's only going to be short. But I don't want to tell you what it is in advance. I don't want to tell you what it is in advance. I want it to be not a surprise as such, but I want you to have a raw and unbiased judgment. Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine.
So you're gonna give me about 5 minutes, everyone. So all I would say is just go and chill, everyone. Go take a toilet break, do whatever you want to do, and I'll be back. It's only going to be a short, very short stream because I'm already tired as it is. But for whatever reason, I want to get this one out of the way today. You know, it's on my mind today. It's fresh. It was done today, and I want to get it out today. So, will you guys come back? Everyone, will you come back? There's 30 of you watching. Okay, please come back. Okay, just look for my if you're not following, follow me so that you can get the notification. And I'm not going to tell any of you what it is, but I shall be back shortly. Is that okay, everyone? So just look for me in about 5 minutes or thereabouts, and I shall be back. Okay, everyone? Right, I'll see you soon. Vessel, I'll send you the link in a minute, okay?
All right, no worries.
Let me do this. All right, everyone, see you soon, huh?
you.